Our story kicks off in a totally normal looking city until bam, out of nowhere, a boy just appears. He's glowing blue and looking completely lost, asking the most basic question: wait, where even am I? A bus rolls by and he catches his reflection in the glass. Now he's really spiraling. Who is this guy? He's got zero clue, not a single memory of who he is or what his name might be. He takes a good look at his clothes and realizes he's geared up in a full on military uniform. Blank slate. No name, no mission, no history. Just a guy in camo wondering what the hell's going on. Suddenly, he hears the sound of someone crying nearby. It cuts right through his confusion. Instinct kicks in. He rushes forward and wham, he accidentally punches a tree. And holy hell, he snaps that tree clean in half. He's sweating now, completely shocked by his own strength. He didn't even think. His body just moved on its own. He stares at his hand like it's a foreign object. Superhuman strength? Check. This kid is definitely not your average teenager. A voice snaps him out of it, calling him agent. Wait, who said that? Turns out he's got a high-tech AI combat system built right into his own body. Where am I? What year is this? He demands, needing some answers before he loses his mind. The AI scans the area and confirms that they're in Seoul, the capital, back in the year 2024. But here's the kicker: the AI says he's actually a military model built in the year 2082. He crosses his arms, mind blown. A future soldier sent back to the past? Talk about a plot twist. He questions if he's a time traveler, but the system has some bad news about his brain. His memory was totally wiped. Zero data. He's basically a high powered computer with a formatted hard drive. Meanwhile, an old guy is just cruising in his truck when his GPS starts acting all crazy. Tires screech. He loses control and starts sliding all over the road. Total disaster inbound. The AI screams a warning: high risk of collision, and tells our hero to get moving. It orders him to dodge, but things are moving way too fast for a normal human to handle. The truck slams into a crash, and a sharp metal rod goes flying straight for our guy's head. Incoming danger! The AI yells as that rod zips through the air like a lethal arrow. He pulls a straight up Matrix move, dodging it with insane agility. Easy, but the rod doesn't stop. It keeps going and impales a poor bystander right behind him. Screams of agony fill the air. The victim is pinned, shouting that there's a metal stake in them. The man hits the pavement, shaking in shock, while the crowd goes wild, calling for an ambulance. The system chimes in: civilian wounded, immediate action required. No pressure, right? Rubbing his eyes, the hero sees weird red and blue screens floating in his vision. What are these? It's the visual assistance service, a futuristic heads up display showing him everything he needs to know. He realizes those screens saved his life, but then he sees the terrifying countdown: 5 minutes. That's all the time this guy's left before he bleeds out right there. He's panicking. No way an ambulance makes it through city traffic in 5 minutes. It's impossible. How do I save him? He asks. He's a soldier, not a doctor. Or so he thinks. The AI has a wild suggestion: emergency field surgery. Right here, right now. Turns out our boy can perform the op himself if the AI guides him through the gore. He rushes over, pushing his questions aside. Okay, let's save this guy first. He kneels down, his heart hammering against his ribs as he looks at the damage. It's bad, really bad. The wound is way too deep, and he's starting to doubt himself. Can we really do this? He asks the voice in his head. Are you sure you've got this? The AI is cool as a cucumber, listing off a needle, some thread, and a knife as the requirements. Get me disinfectant, and we're in business, the system says. Basically, street side surgery is a go. Just then, some random guy jumps in, asking our hero if he actually knows what he's doing. He starts first aid, but his brain is screaming: can he actually do this? Without waiting another second, our guy shouts for a needle, thread, a knife, and some disinfectant. A few people scramble to find the gear, but the vibe: pure skepticism. They're huddling around, looking at him like he's lost his mind. Is this guy even a doctor? Someone whispers that he looks nothing like a real surgeon, just some kid on the street. Another guy's like, no way, look at those tools. He's going to give the poor man an infection and kill him. Hearing all the shade, our main character starts sweating bullets. He's totally feeling the pressure. He mutters under his breath, the tools are here. What are we waiting for? Then the AI chimes in. The system tells him that if he grants temporary control, it can literally move his hands for him. Our hero is totally confused. Like, what does that even mean? Manual override? He really wants to ask for details, but he realizes there is zero time to waste. Fine, do it, he thinks. At that exact moment, his hands begin to emit a ghostly blue glow. Suddenly, they start moving on their own lightning fast and super precise. It's wild. The AI is pulling the strings with insane accuracy. Our hero starts feeling a bit more confident. He's thinking, Okay, we've got this. This surgery is actually going to be a total success. But then, bam, the system drops a bombshell. Warning, blood loss is beyond the limit. Survival rates are plummeting. The boy panics. Wait, what? Can you save him or not? He's practically begging the AI for an answer, but it goes completely silent. Zero response. He looks down, and his hands have stopped moving. Right then, the person on the ground, they seem to take their very last breath. Everything goes quiet. It looks like game over. Fast forward a bit, the guys rush to the emergency room. A doctor asks, "Are we finished here?" He wants an immediate update on the patient's condition. The room is tense. The surgeon looks up, stunned. He made it. He survived. The doctor's shocked. Was it not that bad? No, she says. If that bleeding hadn't been stopped right there on the street, he'd be dead. He wouldn't have even made it into the ambulance. This guy lost so much blood. It's a miracle. Most of the damage had already been dealt with before they even arrived. She explains that the mystery savior sutured him inside and out using regular sewing thread, the kind you find in a hobby kit. But here's the most shocking part of the whole thing. The stitches were perfectly uniform. It looked like they were done by a high end sewing machine. Hearing this crazy story, another doctor scoffed. That's ridiculous. No human can do that. He really cannot believe a single word of it. It sounds like a total fairy tale. Suddenly, a new guy walks in. He introduces himself as the lead detective on the case. His name is Park Kim Jan, and he needs to know if the victim is going to pull through. The surgeon tells him he's stable, but then she brings up the street surgery. The detective confirms that it really happened right there on the sidewalk, leaving both doctors floored. Confused, the detective asks, "Is that actually a hard thing to do?" The surgeon just stares. Yes! You don't just perform open surgery in the middle of a street. It's just not possible. Then she asks something even crazier. Was the guy some kind of master swordsman? Only someone with that kind of blade control could be so precise with a knife. The other doctor, still worried, asks what kind of medical needle was used. The detective shrugs. He just bent a regular needle from a sewing kit. Absolute madness. They ask where this legend is now, but the detective says he vanished before the ambulance arrived. Meanwhile, in a public restroom, our hero is finally catching his breath. He's talking to the AI. I thought you gave up back there. The system explains it was merely calculating the next steps. Changing the subject, our boy asks the next big question on his mind. Our boy asks the obvious question: why is the eye drawing a blank? The AI coldly responds that its memory was confused. The hero asks if it at least remembers its own name. Nope, it basically says error, name not found, please input identification. Fine, he says, I'll give you one. But first, he needs to know what he's actually dealing with here. It explains that it's an AI from an auxiliary combat system literally wired into his body. Cyberpunk vibes, right? The boy thinks for a second and goes with John Jian. Why? Because it's a play on words for combat AI. Pretty clever. So, John Jian, it is simple, done. But then the eye just stays silent. Total crickets. Irritated, our hero snaps, "Hey, why aren't you answering?" The AI just calmly states that its name has been updated. After that weird chat, the boy finally heads out of the restroom, muttering about how fast that all went. He looks down at his shirt and finally notices a strange emblem. Right on cue, John Gian chimes in. That's the uniform for the Earth Union Special Military Operations. Our guy puts the pieces together. He was probably an elite agent who somehow ended up with a massive case of amnesia. But here's the kicker: this tech was made in the year 2082, so why on earth are they stuck in 2024? He asks the AI for answers, but John Gian just hits him with insufficient information. Great, super helpful. Turns out it can't even check the internet. Why? To prevent any risk of hackers frying. It's a closed system, no outside data allowed. It only learns through what he experiences. Basically, his five senses are the only way the AI gets new info. For example, if he eats something amazing, the AI tastes it too. It's a package deal, whether he likes it or not. The AI also explains it needs permission to take over his body, and even then, it can only help when things get violent. But there's a catch, and it's a big one. It can help him aim and use weapons, but it can't actually initiate an attack directly. Talk about a weird safety lock. Our hero realizes that if he wants answers about what they're doing here, he's going to have to experience every single thing himself. He needs to get his boots on the ground and start gathering data the old fashioned way. A bit later, he's wandering the city streets looking for a lead. He spots an internet cafe and realizes that's the absolute jackpot for information. It's common knowledge, sure, but there's one tiny problem: money. He pulls out his pockets, and surprise, surprise, he's completely broke. Not a single cent. He needs 10,001, and he needs it fast. Then he gets a wild idea. He asks the AI if it can control his vocal cords to sing. John Jian says affirmative if it's necessary for the mission. So our boy gives the green light and they head straight to a new. Picture this, he's standing there holding a literal spoon like a microphone, asking if singing is even necessary for battle. The AI deadpans that, yes, a high level performance definitely boosts morale on the battlefield. I mean, sure. Feeling incredibly shy, the boy whispers, but why here? And how am I supposed to compete with that actual band over there? He's basically questioning his entire life choices at this point. The AI's logic is simple. If you perform at a higher level than the band, people will look at you. He groans that he's just going to look like a complete idiot, but John Jian just ignores the complaining. Uh, Showtime starts now. The eye isn't taking no for an answer. They quickly drop a cardboard box on the ground for tips and get ready to blow some minds. He takes a deep breath and starts singing his heart out right into that spoon. And surprisingly, it works. People actually start turning around. Someone in the crowd shouts that it's their favorite song. Suddenly, the AI forces him into a perfect. He's dying of embarrassment inside, asking if this is really necessary. But John Jian is firm audience engagement. Suddenly, the crowd watching the actual band realizes there's a much better show happening just a few feet away. We're talking an absolutely incredible world class performance coming from a guy with a kitchen utensil. Without even thinking twice, everyone starts ditching the band and swarming toward our hero. As he hits those smooth melodic notes, the whole crowd is left wondering, who is this mysterious singer? How does he switch between deep growls and high notes like that? Everyone's floored, and people notice he's just looping the same verse. Why? Because wait for it. The AI tells him it only recorded the middle of the song today. No intro, no ending, just pure vibes. Regardless, they got the bag. Mission accomplished. They actually raised the cash they needed. Box in hand, our boy tells his AI assistant, great job, but adds that they need to move fast. No hesitation. He takes off running, leaving the confused crowd in the dust. Inside a nearby internet cafe, a blonde girl watches him through the glass, absolutely mesmerized. She's supposed to be working at a bookstore, but her mind is totally blown by that performance. She's told a customer ordered ramen, so she snaps out of it, blushing like crazy. She just wants to hear more of that voice. Meanwhile, our hero is looking for a place to hide and dig for info. He heads for the internet cafe. Um, the AI, it's all about mission. The goal is simple: infiltrate, blend in, and act natural. Don't be suspicious. They need to reach the command center, and a PC cafe is the perfect cover. Then he sees it, a help wanted sign right on the door. Talk about perfect timing. He's hyped. This isn't just a cover, it's a gold mine. Bonus points. The job comes with free food. The AI agrees this solves both the hunger and the info problem. If he gets hired, they've successfully infiltrated the local scene. Once inside, he realizes if they get the job, they might even have a place to crash. They desperately need a roof over their heads. And this place looks cozy enough. The AI, Jarvis, points out that securing this spot means food, clothes, and shelter are all locked in. Now, time for a wardrobe change. Jarvis explains his military uniform has a camouflage feature. Using special memory fibers, it can literally shift into any new look he wants. The suit can break apart into pieces and reassemble into different outfits on the fly. Our boy is impressed. He decides to give it a shot right then and there. A few seconds later, and the result? Absolutely ridiculous. He looks like a budget, low quality Power Ranger, like the kind you buy at a gas station. He actually thinks he looks like a cool band member. But the AI, total silence. Jarvis is judging him. Suddenly, a group of people starts heading up the stairs. Great. They all stop and stare at the guy standing there in a knockoff superhero suit. It's awkward, like I want to disappear level of awkward. His own companions are so shocked they just walk right past him like they don't even know him. Can you blame them? It's a total social disaster. Our boy realizes the look was a fail. Maybe they didn't like the outfit? The AI's response? Yeah, that's a possibility. Sassy Jarvis is the best Jarvis. No choice but to try again. This time he goes for something actually normal. Success! Finally looking like a regular human, he steps into the cafe with his AI. Jarvis goes into full scan mode immediately, mapping out the whole place. 96% of the people here are just sweating over online games. Typical. Jarvis checks the snack bar and the payment systems. Everything's looking good. The dining area is clear, and there's even space for temporary residents, aka employees. Jarvis gives the green light. This place is perfect for us. That's when the boss appears. An older man, arms crossed, looking grumpy as hell. He asks if our boy is there for the job, but then drops the hammer. Got an ID and a resume? Our boy freezes. He's got nothing. No ID, no experience, just a lot of hope. Tears start flowing as he tries to explain he can make a resume right now. He tells him to just bring his ID tomorrow. They need a body in here right now. No time for paperwork. Immediately, the manager starts judging our boy. He's scanning him from head to toe, looking for any red flags. Sure, the kid's got a handsome face, but the boss thinks he looks like someone who struggles to even boil water. Can you even use a frying pan? He asks. If he's going to work here, he needs to do more than just eat. Since he's clearly a big eater, he should know his way around a stove. That's when his internal AI chimes in. The AI casually mentions they've got military grade tactical cooking skills. Wait, tactical cooking? Our hero quickly says he's a pro in the kitchen. The manager's eyes light up. Finally, some potential. As he looks around, the AI starts scanning the room. Fried rice ingredients, locked and loaded. He asks his AI if she can handle making some fried rice. Her answer, a confident, of course. But then she asks for temporary control of his hands. Without missing a beat, our boy says go for it. Permission granted, he marches into the kitchen like a man on a mission, heading straight for the fridge. He grabs the ingredients, knife in hand. Suddenly, his body starts moving on its own. It's almost scary how fast he is. Everything feels light, like his muscles have their own memory. The manager is watching from the back, completely floored. He's absolutely stunned. These aren't just part timer skills. This kid is a freaking culinary. He expected the kid to just toss some frozen rice in a microwave. Instead, he's witnessing a masterclass in cooking. He's making everything from scratch. The manager is staring, wondering how on earth a kid can move this fast. In record time, our boy serves up the plate. It's ready, he says calmly, while the boss is still processing. The manager is in total shock. He didn't even see the kid's hands moving, just a blur of steel and fire. Speed is one thing, sure, but if the food tastes like cardboard, it's useless. Time for the ultimate test. He figures since it was done so fast, the rice is probably still raw in the middle. Here goes nothing. He takes a bite while our hero stands there, feeling a little nervous. Did the AI actually pull it off? He wonders if he messed up. But after one bite, the manager drops his spoon. He looks like he's seen a ghost. I can't handle this, he shouts. He's not mad. He's completely, utterly in love with this fried rice. He's freaking out. This is supposed to be a simple internet cafe, but this food belongs in a five-star restaurant. He gives our boy a massive pat on the back. For a second, he honestly felt like he was at his favorite bar. Just then, a blonde girl walks in and calls the manager uncle. Oh, look, a new character has appeared. The boss introduces her as his niece, Sia. Apparently, she works here too. They better get along. The girl starts blushing immediately. Why? Because she recognizes him as that talented guy singing outside earlier. She's figured it out. Our hero is shocked. How on earth did she recognize him that quickly? How'd you know? He asks. She's confused with a voice like that. Why is he flipping burgers in a cafe? He just shrugs and says he's good at singing, but he's pretty handy with other things too. Humble brag much. The manager is just happy to have him on board. Then he throws his niece under the bus. Classic uncle move. He tells our boy that Sia is a total disaster in the kitchen. She can't even make instant noodles. Smiling, the boss asks what kind of schedule he's looking for. Our hero is ready with his list of demands. He wants part time, but only during specific hours. He needs that flexible schedule for his other secret act. He also mentions that storage area he spotted earlier. Can I stay there temporarily? He asks, bold as ever. He's basically asking to live at his new job. The manager looks a bit suspicious. That's a pretty big ask. These conditions are demanding for sure, but the boss knows this kid is way too talented to let walk away. Plus, he's tired of his competitors having better reputations. This is his chance to build a food empire. He's going to use our hero's skills to make this place legendary. Fine, he says, you've got a deal. He can sleep there, eat for free, and even get double the salary if sales go through the roof. Suddenly, two new customers walk in. One girl says she wants to grab a bite before they start gaming, but her friend with the glasses looks skeptical. You know, internet cafe food is usually trash, right? He warns. She doesn't care, she's hungry. But the guy insists that the food here is probably going to be terrible. With his eyes locked on the prize and the cash, our boy is ready to prove them all wrong. Our boy basically tells them, don't knock it until you try it. First taste, then judge. Cut to a few minutes later, and the hero is in the kitchen, absolutely locked in while the staff watch it. They're just staring, mouths wide open at his focus. He turns to the blonde girl plate. Now, she's stunned. Wait, it's already done? It looks way too perfect for how fast he moved. The owner doesn't care about the magic. He just wants that food served to the customers immediately. Meanwhile, the customers are being typical critics. The newcomers got some nerve, they whisper. One girl is super skeptical. How good can internet cafe food actually be? This is just ridiculous. Her friend in glasses just wants to eat and run. Just order it, taste it, and let's get out of here. Right on cue, the girl arrives with the order. Food's ready! Both of them blank. They definitely weren't expecting, well, this. Up close, the dish looks like a masterpiece. The boy stammers, I I only ordered fried rice. The waitress is just like, exactly what you asked for. Now stop staring and enjoy it. The red-haired girl is a bit hesitant, but hey, it's right there. Time to dig in. One spoonful. That's all it took. The second it hit their tongues, boom. Total shock. It is like their taste buds just got transported to another dimension. The flavor is so magnificent, they're literally seeing flashbacks to the past. They're actually crying. They stare at each other through the tears, realizing this is that legendary flavor from years ago. This is incredible! They start shouting, how is this even possible? Forget the cafe, they declare this is officially the best fried rice in the entire neighborhood. Word spreads fast. Suddenly, every customer in the joint is curious and ordering the fried rice. The niece runs back to the kitchen, breathless. We just got 12 orders. All at once! Her uncle's soul basically leaves his body. 12? All at the same time? He looks at our protagonist, panicking. Can we even handle this many orders? Our hero just looks to the side. Hey, can you make 12 more exactly like that? The AI's response? Absolutely. Tactical field cooking was built for large scale operations. Kitchen knife in hand, the boy smiles. Jarvis, you're a genius. Giving you control now. Prepare 15 generous meals, he commands. Talk about a chef with a serious cheat code! 3 hours pass. The owner's eyes are literally shining with dollar signs. Kid, what's your name? Sales have gone through the roof in just 3 hours. He's already promising double pay. The man is desperate to keep his talent. Seriously, I need a name for my star employee. Our guy hesitates for a second before responding. It's Nanjin. Done deal. The owner's so happy he's even setting up a private storage room for him. Meanwhile, the niece is passed out on the floor, still mumbling about how good the leftovers were. At that moment, the AI asks, wait, did you actually remember your name? The hero just shrugs. Nope, I just made that up on the spot. Absolute legend. More orders keep rolling in. The owner is asking for more, and Jarvis says he's got it covered. Kang realizes they've got a roof over their heads, but for the money, he needs a real identity. He asks Yaya, can you hack the system? She doesn't even hesitate. 21st century systems up to 2082. Child's play for me. Our hero gets a mischievous look in his eye. So, can we hack a bank too? Yaya shuts that down fast. Don't push your luck, buddy. That's impossible. He crosses his arms, sighing. Well, it was worth a shot. Typical. Fine, he says. Can you at least forge me a new identity? I can, she replies, but I'm going to need control of your hands for this. Without a second thought, he grants permission. Next thing you know, the Korean government database is officially compromised. They're hunting for the same intel as our boy, but then his AI suddenly pipes up. She tells him to keep his eyes peeled and scan everything for visual clues. Staring at the monitor, our hero spots something weird. Seriously weird. A rogue program pops up. And get this, his own data is already in the system. His fingerprints, a perfect match in 2024. How? He's a 2082 Earth Federation soldier. This shouldn't be happening. He's future special forces. His AI was built decades from now. It makes zero sense. He starts wondering, does the Federation actually exist back here in 2024? Right then, the AI starts cross referencing all the major world powers. The verdict? Zero. No Earth Federation anywhere on the map this year. Sweating a bit, he asks, are we living in some weird parallel timeline glitch? Both 2024 and 2082 at once? The AI just shrugs, insufficient data. Now he's really on edge. Check my personal files. There's got to be a clue. He's digging for answers, hoping for a lead, while his AI starts the deep dive. The scan finishes. And guess what our elite future soldier's current status is? Unemployed. Yup, he's officially a jobless bum. Talk about a blow to the ego. Suddenly, the niece walks in. She's blown away by his lightning fast typing skills. Whoa, are you a coder? She asks. But he's not in the mood for small talk. He snaps back, hey, ever heard of privacy? Don't look at my screen. She apologizes, saying her uncle gave her a credit card for a shopping spree. She wants him to tag along. Cut to the two of them hitting the streets. It totally looks like a date. She's amazed at how fast Mr. Kang picks stuff. He's just being efficient, following orders like the soldier he is. She notices he's hauling the heavy bags like they're filled with feathers. These? They're light, he says. And just like that, she's totally crushing on him. She starts squeezing his biceps. Oh my god, your arms feel like actual steel. She suggests a coffee break next, but our boy is worried about the budget. Is this even okay? It's your uncle's card, he asks. She just laughs it off. Don't sweat it, she says right before accidentally slamming into some random guy. This guy is bad news. He gives her a death stare that could freeze blood. Watch it, kid, unless you want to die right here. Yikes. Total psycho vibes. Our hero feels it instantly. This guy is dangerous. Then the AI chime sounds. Hostile target detected. The AI asks, initiate combat mode? Oh, it's about to go down. The girl is terrified, sobbing and apologizing like crazy to the scary guy. Better watch your step, he growls. Meanwhile, his buddy tries to play it cool. Dude, you're scaring her. His friend laughs. Apparently, the guy is just tilted. He lost big in a game today, so he's just taking it out on everyone. They walk off, and the AI lets out a literal sigh of relief. Target moving away. Threat level 0. Security status restored, crisis averted. For now. Later, at the internet cafe, she's still shaking. I was so scared, she whimpers. Her uncle rushes over looking frantic. Why aren't you answering your phone? He's in full panic mode. It's a total emergency, he shouts to everyone. The internet is dead. The whole place is losing their minds. Pure digital chaos. The provider is an hour away. That's when our hero starts getting suspicious. He whispers to his AI, could a hacker be tracking us? And the answer, not a single issue? Yeah, right. Our boy's not buying it. He tells her they'd better double check just to be safe. Time to go to the source. He asks where the server room is, flashing a confident grin like he's already won. Don't worry, he says. I'll have this sorted in no time. Suddenly, his AI chimes in with some. No one's tracking them yet, thank God, but wait, there's a massive red flag. A hack? Here? Our hero is genuinely confused. I mean, come on, it's just a neighborhood internet cafe, not the pen. But the AI doesn't lie. Someone snuck in a nasty piece of spyware designed to strip data from everyone connected. This virus clashed with the cafe's security like two titans, and the resulting digital explosion. Yeah, that's why the internet's dead. Sweating a bit, he gives the order. Jarvis, find me this hacker. Now, it's time for a little digital payback. Boom! Target locked. Jarvis tracks them through 7 different servers, 6 right nearby, and 1 bouncing halfway across the globe. 7 servers? Overkill much? But why set up shop so close to the scene of the crime? Something's not adding up. Maybe they needed to be here in person to plant the bug? He starts connecting the dots. This wasn't some random remote attack. He thinks back to those sketchy guys from earlier, but his detective moment is cut short by a very angry, hey, fix the damn internet. Nervous as hell, the poor coworker tries to calm the guy down with free game time. Extra time? That's the bare minimum, the guy barks. He was apparently just one. The vibes in the room are getting ugly. Fast. Our hero realizes he needs a distraction, and he needs it now. Jarvis, give me a suggestion. The AI's brilliant plan, win them over through their stomachs. Feed the beast, literally. A list of god-tier gaming snacks pops up on his display. Time to get cooking and turn this riot into. Meanwhile, his coworker is literally in tears, apologizing to everyone like it's the end of the world. Poor girl. That's his cue. He steps in, smooth as silk, and apologizes to the crowd for the technical glitch. He flashes that trust me smile and tells them the servers are rock solid now. No more lag, no more crashes. And to make it up to you, snacks are on the house. The angry customer grunts, still looking ready to throw a chair. Fine, I'll taste it, but it better be good. I'm still pissed about my game. This guy is the final boss of Karen's. He takes a massive bite, probably expecting to hate it, but then something happens, something magical. His brain literally short circuits. That flavor, it's not just food, it's a spiritual. Silence fills the room. Then the guy's face completely transforms. The anger, gone. Holy, this is amazing, he shouts. I feel like I could hit rank 1 right now with this energy. He dives back into his game, happy as a clam. The girl stares at our hero, wondering if he's actually a wizard. Did you put magic powder in these? She asks, totally baffled. They went from 0 to hero in 1. She's never seen anything like it. Naturally, she has to see what all the hype is about and grabs a snack for herself. She takes a nibble, waiting for the flavor to hit, and trust me, it hits her like a freight train. Her eyes go wide. It's like a party in her mouth, spicy, sweet, and perfectly savory all at the same time. How did you even make this? She gasps. It's beyond incredible. It's basically gourmet fuel for gamers. But our boy doesn't have time for praise. He's got a hacker to hunt. He tells her he's got to head out. Keep the snacks coming for the others, he says. The girl just stands there blushing like a total manga protagonist. She's totally smitten. In her head, she's thinking, if real life heroes actually existed, they'd definitely look. She watches him disappear into the night. Meanwhile, out on the streets, the real mission is just beginning. Jarvis chimes in with a cold reminder. The enemy who attacked their base is still out there. Time to delete them. Navigation module active. Scanning for targets engaged. The hunt is officially on, and there's Jarvis reports the coast is clear, no guards, no sensors, nothing. These guys are either arrogant or very, very stupid. Our hero isn't letting them off the hook. They're trying so hard to stay invisible, he mutters, but I see everything. He doesn't hesitate for a second. He slips into the building, moving through the shadows like a ghost. He stops, pressing his back against the wall. I hear something, he whispers. Immediately, the AI starts boosting the audio in real time, scrubbing the background noise and sharpening the frequencies until it's crystal clear. Every breath, every whisper, it's all amplified. He's basically got super hearing now, and he's listening in on their little party. Inside, the voices are talking. It's just a test version, one says. Oh, really? Well, the boss promises a fat paycheck enough to finally move into a decent place. But the kid is trembling. He stammers that he had no idea the job was so sketchy. He politely asks to leave, but right then, the AI chimes in with a voice analysis. Turns out he's just an innocent student being threatened, a total civilian in over his head. The mission is clear: rescue the kid and get him out of this dump immediately. Boom! Our hero kicks the door off its hinges and bursts into the room like a boss. The student is absolutely losing it. He sees the intruder and starts crying his eyes out. He's terrified, thinking another wave of thugs has arrived to finish him off for good. Wait, wasn't the door locked? One thug stammers, looking completely confused. The bald leader is fuming, practically radiating a murderous aura as he glares at the intruder. No hesitation! Our protagonist lunges forward and delivers a massive punch to the first guy's jaw. Impact! The hit is so powerful it knocks the thug out cold before he hits the floor. As for the student, his name is Sion, a first year at Korea University. He's been a computer whiz since he was a kid, a legit ethical hacker with insane talent. Professionals were already asking him for advice when he was just a novice. But those student loans were piling up, he needed cash, and saw a tempting job offer. A simple security check for 4 days, but the pay? A whole month's salary. He was hyped to use his skills for a legit gig, or so he thought. Turns out it was a total trap. Nothing about this operation was legal or safe. Back in the room, Sion is sure he's dead. He's thinking of all his regrets. And then um, a hero appears right out of a movie. Meanwhile, the AI reminds our protagonist infiltration mission. Eliminate, but our boy is low key impressed with himself. One punch for that giant guy, unreal. The AI warns him to stay focused, though. These guys are armed and dangerous. Our hero Kang asks, uh, shouldn't I be scared? The AI just replies that he points a finger at the thugs and explains he heard the bullying from the hallway. Then he hits them with the ultimate insult, you stupid octopuses. They are pissed. Did this brat really just call us octopuses? The system warns that he's just provoked them without a deal. Hostility, through the roof. One thug pulls a knife and lunges. Our hero just thinks, let's try some mental attacks. What is this lunatic yapping about? The thug shouts, but he's cut off instantly. A kick to the mouth silences him. And man, that kick was powerful. He literally flies into the ceiling. The bald boss is beyond enraged now. You crazy bastard! Our hero moves like lightning. A single high speed head kick, and the boss is down. Even our hero is stunned. Are my legs actually this deadly? He starts arguing with his AI Jarvis about whether he's on steroids or just naturally buff. Meanwhile, poor Sion is still in the corner, shaking like a leaf. He's watching this guy mumble to himself like a crazy old man and feels even more terrified. Is he a cop with a secret radio? He wonders. Or is he... Either way, the thugs are handled. But the vibe? Definitely weird. The AI Jarvis tries to keep him focused on the task at hand, but our hero is too busy checking his muscles and marveling at the sheer strength. Sion watches the hero from a distance, his body still trembling with pure fear. This guy has been talking to himself for way too long. It's getting awkward. Is he a professional agent communicating via radio or just a total lunatic? An elite agent just busted a hacker who is currently sweating buckets. Doesn't matter how innocent he looks, his dark digital past will definitely bury him. Terrified, he starts screaming his lungs out, swearing he did absolutely nothing wrong. Falling to his knees, he begs for mercy, saying he just followed orders. Suddenly, the system notes a 90% chance that the kid is telling the truth. He is likely just an ethical hacker. The machine explains its advanced analysis process. It reads facial expressions and prisoner behavior to determine if they are lying. The data is in 90% probability that this kid is being totally legit. Our hero gets it, but he immediately focuses on that remaining tiny margin. 10% chance he is a liar. That is when she starts grilling him. She asks why he is even here. He says he got scammed by a job, tricked by a fake security job. He has been trapped here for 3 days. These guys are actual monsters. Even after the job, the shady stuff never stopped. Curious, the hero asks about the crimes. The hacker reveals the truth: financial manipulation. We are talking big time stock fraud. The kid was their unwilling digital weapon. The protagonist is skeptical. Those thugs look way too stupid for such a scheme. They wanted a program to spam stock forums, so they went to an internet cafe. That is exactly when the girl bumped into one of them. Everything clicks now. The hero realizes the timing is perfect. It all makes sense at last. Thinking it over, he realizes someone powerful is pulling the strings from the shadows. He is annoyed. He cannot just let them walk. He has to find the mastermind. He needs to crush whoever is behind this. Time to take out the trash. He tells the hacker to call the cops and report a kidnapping. Keep it simple. Nervously, the student calls the hero an old man, asking if he will be okay. That old man comment definitely irritated him, but he just smiles it off. He asks the kid, "Do you even know my face?" The hacker says no. Perfect. He is masked. He explains his cover story, just a random guy passing by. He heard someone getting thrashed and decided to step in. A total mystery man. Without looking back, he turns around and announces he is finally getting out of here. Wait! The hacker awkwardly stops him. He has one last favor to ask. Can I hit these guys too? He wants to make sure they stay down. He is terrified they will wake up if the man isn't there to protect him. They won't wake up. Go for it, the hero says with total chilling confidence. The kid gets hyped. He charges at the bald guy, calling him a bastard. He throws a punch, but then the guy's eyes snap open. Both of them panic. Later, the police arrive. They find the criminals in absolutely terrible, broken condition. These guys were brutally beaten. An officer asks the young man for the story. Still shaking, he explains how they held him hostage for 3 terrifying days. They forced him to build a program to manipulate the entire stock market. Suspicious, the officer asks who wrecked them. The hacker says it was not him. It was just a mysterious stranger who was passing by and decided to help. A detective knows these idiots could not pull this off alone. Someone is behind them. The other detective agrees. They need to interrogate these guys at the hospital immediately. As soon as they wake up, they are talking, no more running for them. One officer just stares in shock. Who on earth beat them this badly? The cops are scratching their heads because the victim's playing dumb claims it was just some random passerby who did it. One officer scoffs, noting they've only got a few broken bones. No one died, right? And honestly, those thugs were the ones who pulled knives first. Talk about a classic case. Still, the detectives aren't letting it go. They're hunting for security footage to track down the guy responsible for this mess. The lead investigator is adamant. This incident is way too massive to just sweep under the rug without a proper look. Meanwhile, our hero is playing it safe. He asks his AI, "Are you absolutely sure there were no cameras in that building?" She confirms it. Zero surveillance, total ghost zone. Our boy is actually surprised those thugs got back up so fast after the beating he handed out, but the AI shuts that down quick, explaining it was just an instinctive reflex, nothing more. Shifting gears, he asks if his AI buddy has a phone function, but she's like, "Nope, I don't do that." Well, that settles it. The hero decides he needs to go buy a phone. Small problem though, he's completely broke. Looks like he's signing up for one of those soul crushing monthly payment plans. 3 days fly by. A day after rescuing that hacker, our hero heads to the guy's registered address to do some digging. He wanted to find out who this kid really was, but the address wasn't exactly what he expected. When he arrives, it's nothing but an empty, charred field, just scorched earth and silence. Staring up at the sky, he starts spiraling. Who is he really, and what was his purpose in a place like that? He starts questioning everything. Was he actually talking to the future, or is he actually a traveler from the future who got dumped into the past? In the end, nothing but dead ends. He's forced to head back home completely empty handed and frustrated. Back at the internet cafe, things have finally settled down and business is absolutely booming. According to the resident blonde girl, some big shot influencer posted about them, and now the cafe is a must visit landmark. Everyone wants the special dish, but there's a catch. It's only served when our hero is actually there. And when he's busy gathering intel, yeah, no special dish for you. Honestly, whether he's there or not, the place is constantly packed to the rafters with customers. Sure, some come for the food, but most people end up staying for at least 1 or 2 hours. Looking at the owner's face, you can tell he's stressed but happy. With the sudden surge of people, he's been forced to hire a whole bunch of new part-timers just to keep up. Then one day a new hire walks in, and he immediately grabs our protagonist's attention. It's Zan, the exact same hacker he saved from that basement just 3 days ago. The kid tells the owner he's a total computer whiz and can fix any hardware issues that pop up. Basically, he's selling himself as the ultimate IT guy for the shop. After the pitch, he gives a deep bow to the senior staff, saying he's hyped to work with them. You can see the nerves, though. He's shaken. Turns out, he applied here because his conscience was killing him. He felt responsible for all the damage caused. This isn't just a job for him, it's a mission to work hard and pay back his debt of remorse. Then the owner introduces Kang, calling him the legend who turned the cafe into a viral sensation. He tells the kid that Kang is currently the head chef and the real MVP of the establishment. He also mentions that Kang is great with tech too, so they should be total besties in no time. That's when the hacker realizes who he's looking at. He gets all excited and asks if the hero is older than him. The hero plays it cool, confirms he's the senior, and shakes his hand with a relieved smile. He's thinking, phew, the kid doesn't recognize me as his savior. But the AI? She's not feeling it. She warns him that working with a rescue target is a massive risk. Of course, Kang just ignores her cold logic and moves on. A little while later, our hero is out hitting the streets for some shopping. He casually teases the AI, mentioning that for a super intelligence, she's surprisingly picky about money and food. Managing money and dodging danger are cool, sure, but isn't true joy just really good food? Suddenly, his Jarvis style AI screams a fire alert. Talk about a major mood killer. Our hero looks around, but there's no smoke, no flames, nothing. Just a normal day. He starts wondering if the system is finally glitching out and needs a serious reboot. The AI insists she's fine, but he's not buying it. Liar, he mutters under his breath. And then, boom, a massive explosion rips through the nearby building. Okay, she was right. Panic levels off the charts. People are screaming for their lives as the chaos erupts. Kang stays weirdly calm, though. He's literally analyzing the situation to see if this is legit. Time for a quick inventory check. He's got combat support AI and high tech AR vision. Auxiliary hearing mode? Check. And his legs? They feel stronger than a professional athlete's. Feeling like a total boss, he drops his backpack. He's convinced he can handle this alone. A fire like this? Please. I'll have this put out in no time, he says, being way too cocky. He starts charging up for what looks like some legendary fire extinguishing super move, but instead of something cool, he just strikes an incredibly awkward, cringy pose. Big yikes. Even the AI is judging him. Are you crazy? This fire will literally cook you instantly. Kang ignores the sass and starts doing these dramatic hand gestures like he's in an anime. He thrusts his hand out and shouts for suppression fire, but absolutely nothing happens. The system asks if he's lost his mind. Disappointed, our boy just stands there looking like a dork. No freezing rays? He asks. The AI snaps back. Would you even be human if you had them? Fine. He gets serious and asks for the actual best way to stop the blaze. The AI's genius advice: call the firefighters. Kang's hero ego just took a massive hit, but then a scream. Someone's trapped at the very top of that burning skyscraper. A girl is crying out for help while the crowd below just watches in total shock. Kang snaps into gear. Calculate the arrival time for the fire trucks, he commands. 4 minutes. That's way too slow. By then, the rooftop will be a literal oven. The flames are rising fast, and the AI gives a brutal 99% chance of certain death. Mask on. It's hero time. He tells the system to find him a way into that inferno. Indoor paths are totally blocked by toxic smoke, but the AI finds a crazy outdoor route. He starts scaling the building from the outside like a madman while everyone watches in awe. People on the ground are losing it, speculating about who this mysterious guy could be. Any survivors on the other floors? He asks, keeping his focus sharp as he climbs. No movement. Most people evacuated right after the first blast, so the building is mostly empty. With that info, our agent starts leaping through the windows like a professional stuntman. On the ground, a kid is convinced he's seeing the real Spider Man in action. Others are just baffled. I mean, how is a regular guy even pulling this off? Suddenly, alert. The system detects an explosion risk right where he's hanging. He leaps between the windows just as a fireball erupts. That was a heart stoppingly close call. Kang is actually shaking. My grip strength saved my life, he gasps, trying to catch his breath. The AI doesn't let him have the win. You should probably thank me for the warning first. Finally, he reaches the top. He sees the girl shaking, crying, and totally at her limit. He reaches out a hand like a true protagonist. She looks up with tears in her eyes. My savior, she calls out. But then, boom! Another explosion shakes the entire terrace. The fire is spreading at insane speeds now. The system is screaming red alerts everywhere. Terrified, the girl asks if they're both going to die. She's begging him to save her. I'm calculating the odds, he says, staying cool. Then he asks, what if we just jump? The next building was right there, but there was one huge problem: way too many witnesses. If he showed off his real skills, his secret agent identity would be cooked. Eventually, blending in would be impossible. Kang spots a loose cable right in front of him, a literal lifeline. He asks the girl if they can use it to get down, but she's already shaking her head. No way. Even the system chimes and every exit is blocked by fire. It's a total death trap. But our guy just grabs the line anyway. Bad idea? Maybe, he mutters, snapping it loose. He starts pulling the rope, planning to anchor it to the next building. A makeshift tightrope? The girl goes into a full blown panic. She asks how they're supposed to walk on a tiny string. Kang isn't crazy, though. He asks his AI system to take over and handle their balance. Once that rope is secure, the system will assist, but first he has to actually make the throw. He asks the AI to aim the toss for him, but the system shuts him down immediately. Get this, the AI can cook a 5-star meal, but it won't help with combat related actions. System confirmed. He's on his own for the hard part. Annoying piece of junk. The agent grumbles, readying the rope. He takes a breath and lets it fly. Perfect shot! The rope stretches out and hooks right onto a ladder on the neighboring roof. He tells her it's time to go, but she's frozen solid, refusing to even budge. No time for arguments. He scoops her up Princess Carrie style while she screams about falling to her death. Quiet. He snaps. Down below, the crowd is losing their minds watching this guy cross a tiny rope, halfway across, and the girl is literally crying for her mother. It's a total mess. Kang tells her to stay still, or they're both done. He checks their speed with the system. The AI says they'll make it, but then the unthinkable happens. The rope starts snapping, way faster than the calculations predicted. He asks how much time they have left. The answer? Not enough. They won't reach the other side. He watches as the fibers fray and pop, one by one. This is it. Then snap. They start falling. In a split second, the agent yeets the girl toward the building. She slams onto the rooftop safe, but at that exact moment, the rope completely gives out. He's free falling now, pure panic. His brain starts racing, calculating the distance to the ground. What now? Think! He manages to grab the piece of rope still hooked to the ladder. Using the momentum like a human pendulum, he swings himself hard toward the terrace. He hits the wall, stabilizes, and starts sprinting along the ledge like it's nothing. The crowd below is cheering and filming everything. With one final leap, he hits the roof. Kang is drenched in sweat, heart hammering. That was way too close, he thinks. He heads for the stairs and checks on the girl. She looks at him like he's a literal ghost. You're dead! She screams. He just sighs. Pretty sure I'm still breathing. She asks if he's some kind of superhuman. He just shrugs. Something like that. Then she gets sassy, asking why he's talking to her so informally. Classic. He tells her she looks like a kid, and she immediately asks if he's one of her fans. He ignores the ego trip. The system made mistakes, and he only trusted it because of its military ties. The girl Shane complains she didn't know the building used flammable materials on the outside. Kang isn't having it. Does not knowing actually solve anything? He asks. As they keep bickering, another girl catches his eye. She looks confused. She walks up and asks, wait, aren't you the owner of that internet cafe? Kang freezes. How does she know that? Meanwhile, firefighters finally arrive to tackle the blaze, but it's too late for his secret. Someone recorded his epic stunt and posted it online. Now the internet is exploding. Everyone wants to know, who is this guy and how is he so strong? The cops are losing it. Was he a pro climber? Some circus tightrope master? They've got zero ID. Just talk about a mystery. The only thing this legendary hero left at the scene? A cheap plastic bag. Real professional, right? Think about it. You can't climb a building while holding groceries. He had to drop the bag to save those lives. It's the only leap. Did the tightrope master just forget his shopping? One cop asks. The detective nods. It is the only and inside that bag, just some random cooking sauces and a soaked receipt. Our hero's secret identity is A home cook? The receipt is a total mess, completely unreadable. Someone suggests checking the security cameras, but the detective shuts it down immediately. Why? Because the guy is a hero, not a crook. At that exact moment, our main character's phone starts blowing up. It is his team leader. And judging by the tone, his peaceful vacation is officially over because things just got very. We've got a problem, the leader says. They don't know how the fire started, but that is not even the worst part. A death was just reported on the third floor. The men are devastated. They really thought they'd saved everyone this. Our guy Kang decides to start the hunt for this tightrope master. Meanwhile, the girl he saved is finished with her shower. She says she feels better, but the young man is just staring. Aren't you even a little embarrassed to ask for that? She doesn't care. Her house burned down. She is all alone and she has no parents. The guy is totally speechless. She is drowning in student loans and has zero plan for the future. She starts spiraling, wondering how she will even get a job, he tells her. Simple, right? So she grabs his shirt and begs for a spot at his cafe. He tries to play it cool, talk to the boss. I just work there. But she wears him down until he finally agrees. He asks how she even recognized him at the cafe. I go there all the time, she chirps. Turns out she's a streamer, a beautiful and popular streamer, apparently. Since she didn't have internet at home, she used the cafe's free Wi Fi class. He's skeptical. Are you even good at games? He asks. Her subscriber count? A grand total of. Regardless, he takes her to the cafe to submit her resume. They arrive, and his boss, Unio, before he can explain, the girl, Ariam, jumps in. I'm part of the team now! He shuts that down fast. Not yet! The boss asks about the spices he was supposed to buy. Lost them in the fire, he admits. Everyone just laughs. Someone probably stole them by now, the boss says, joking that the cost is coming straight out of his next paycheck. Ouch. Right then, his system chimes in. Based on a field of vision analysis, people definitely recorded his stunt. It is going. He needs to scrub the internet before his secret is out. He leaves the new girl to introduce herself while he works. The system finds the photo. It has been viewed thousands of times already. It is spreading across the web like wildfire. Can we delete this? Kang asks. But his AI assistant Jane says she lacks hacking skills. She is just combat support. But you've hacked stuff before, he argues. The system claps back. That was just identity manipulation. There is a big difference. It has military grade defense capabilities, but deleting videos, not its job. He begs it to try and erase the. Jane finally agrees she can do it, but just as he breathes a sigh of relief, a detective walks into the cafe. She's ready to join the squad, but our boy Kang, he's playing hard to get. Not yet, he tells her. Then she asks about the spices he was supposed to buy. His excuse? He lost them while checking the fire. Real Chia just laughs it off. Face it, she says, someone definitely swiped those by now. Kang offers to dock his own pay to cover it noble, right? But then his system chimes in with some bad news. The AI's been analyzing his surroundings, and people definitely recorded that whole. They need to scrub the internet and track the data fast, so Kang makes his move while the new girl introduces herself. The system hits, payferred it, found a photo of the scene, and it's not just sitting there, it's being viewed thousands of times already. This thing is spreading like wildfire across the web. Kang's sweating now. Can you just delete those videos? He asks. Jane, the AI, hits him with a no can do. Apparently, she's combat support, not a world class. Kang points out she's hacked things before, but she gets defensive. That was just identity manipulation. Thank you very much. Kang calls it useless, which clearly hurts the system's feelings. It claims it has military grade defense capabilities. Too bad it's not allowed to actually use them. Figures. He asks one more time, can you erase the footage or not? And finally, Jane gives him a yes. Just then, a detective rolls into the cafe, practically begging for help, and his partner is right behind him. System check! Jane's got nothing, no records of the Earth Alliance or the Strategic Special Force. It is a total digital blackout on everything Kang knows from the future, leaving him stranded in a world that lying on his bed. Our boy's racking his brain. There's got to be someone else here from the year 2082. Jane suggests they might be deep undercover, but here's the kicker. She's tracked plenty of future traveler claims before. The problem? Every single one of them was a total fraud, not a single credible lead in the bunch. Kang insists they are stuck in 2024, but Jane is not buying it. She straight up tells him that his very existence breaks every law of 2024 technology. He is a walking. He is looking around thinking everything says 2024, but nothing adds up. Then he remembers that building incident. He flips on the news and boom, a body was found at the scene. Someone didn't make it out. Kang's gut sinks. He thinks it's his fault, but Jane shuts that down fast. That person was already in the room they passed while they were scaling the outside wall like literal spider. The agent is fuming, asking how they missed a whole human being. I mean, fair point, right? Jane explains that their air lenses are fancy augmented reality, not thermal heat vision. The agent just calls the tech clumsy. No movement, no heartbeat, no sound. It was like that room was occupied by a ghost. That's when it hits Kang. What if the guy was already dead? We aren't looking at an accident, we're looking at premeditated murder. Jane agrees the math is mathing and the probability of foul play is skyrocketing. While they are plotting their next move, voices drift in from outside. The police are sniffing around about some cafe card purchase. Kang is just standing there holding the bag like, who bought all this stuff? Chase sees the heat rising and realizes the cops are getting suspicious about the items in the bag. She jumps in with a total pro move, telling her colleague the cop found the lost spices from the fire. She's totally playing the detective, acting relieved while the poor guy is just confused and disappointed. She starts praising the police for their incredible tracking skills, basically killing them. It works! The detective gets all awkward and bashful after Kang gives him a polite thank you. He hands over his card, asking Kang to call if he hears anything about the accident. If only he knew, right? The cafe employee is practically singing as she bids the inspector farewell. Crisis averted! Kang wants to head to the station to check things out, and the team agrees they need to catch this killer. Jane gives the all clear on safety, while Chase is already dreaming about being Kang's partner in crime fighting. She figures getting cozy with the local cops is a great excuse to spend more time with our mysterious hero. The agent agrees they should stay close to the investigation, making Chase's heart do a little happy dance. She starts literally jumping with joy at the thought of working together, but then Kang just leaves. Cold. She is left standing there, totally shocked and smitten. He is so hard to read, she sighs. Typical female lead problems. Down at the police station, Detective Park is acting all high and mighty, asking Kang if he is the bag owner. Kang is just like, yeah, it's mine. Park's annoyed, asking if he really came all the way here just for a bag. He's basically calling Kang a cheapskate for coming in empty handed just because they returned his lost property. But Kang isn't there for the bag. He drops the hammer. That fire, it wasn't an accident. It was Park's like, whoa there, kid, that's a heavy suspicion. He's clearly not taking the young man seriously. Kang doesn't blink. He tells the detective the chances of it being a hit are almost 100%. Park is still yawning through the conversation, asking if he has any actual proof besides vibes. Kang casually mentions that he didn't see anyone at the window while he was literally climbing the rope outside. Park gives a generic, then his brain finally catches up to what Kang just said. He freezes. Wait, you're the tightrope walker from the news? Kang just nods. Mic drop moment. The detective's jaw hits the floor. Why didn't you say that sooner? He screams. Kang's response? You didn't ask. Absolute savage. The detective tries to gush over his skin. Finally, Park is all ears. He leans in, dead serious now, asking why exactly Kang thinks this was a murder. The agent begins to explain the cold, hard facts. There was absolutely zero signs of life in that room. Something's fishy. The victim was likely dead or completely out of it before the flames even touched the room. Maybe drugs, maybe booze. Park presses for more, wondering if the agent's wild hunch is actually right. He is sure the building was empty. But the forensic team? They are hitting a massive brick wall. The autopsy is a mess. That fire was so brutal, so intense, there's barely any evidence left. Nothing but ashes. Meanwhile, one of the women claims it was just a simple short circuit total accident, right? She says there were zero cameras around. Convenient, isn't it? No eyes, no proof, just a tragic accident. Sketch time? Maybe. Kang ignores the chatter and whispers to his system. You remember those faces from yesterday? And the system? Locked and loaded. It remembers every single detail with terrifying pixel perfect accuracy. They dive into the data. As the images flash by, Kang's eyes sharpen. He has found something big. He turns to the officer, cool as ice. I saw 4 people near that building, he says calmly. Person 1, coming out of the alley, phone in hand. Checkered shirt, specific bracelet, the details are insane. He is describing them like he is reading a menu. The detective is standing there, completely floored. Accuracy level, 100. It is like Kang is watching a high definition replay right inside his own head. Because, well, he actually is. The agent keeps rattling off descriptions while the officer scrambles. Pen to paper, heart racing. Park realizes this is gold and asks if he can help with sketches. Before the memory fades, he says, but guess what? Their official sketch artist is out for the day. They are stuck waiting, but Kang just shrugs. I will do it myself. Wait, can this guy draw too? You any good? The officer asks. Kang's response? A simple nod. He grabs a pen and gets to work. Paper down, focus on. He tells his AI to project the suspect's faces directly into his line of sight. Three figures shimmer into his vision. Zoom in, he commands. Enhance the quality. I need to see everything. The officers are just standing behind him, listening to these weird commands and thinking, is this guy okay? They think he is losing it, but Kang is locked in, using those invisible projections to guide his hand. A few minutes pass. Scratch, scratch, scratch. Done, he says. The officers lean in, ready to be amazed, and they are shocked, but not in a good way. The drawings look absolutely nothing like the description. One officer stares at the mess. Is this some kind of sick joke? Are you playing with us? Kang just smirks, crumples the paper, and tosses it. Just a warm up, he jokes. The room goes dead silent. Tough crowd. Silence. Kang sighs and tells Jin to take over. Fine. You draw it then. Jin is down, but she needs control. Temporary access granted. Now, here is where things get really weird. While the cops are busy looking for a real artist, something happens. Kang's body stiffens up completely. The system takes the wheel. The officers turn back and their jaws hit the floor. This isn't normal. It is terrifying to watch. His hand is moving like a high speed printer. No hesitation, no human error. A face starts appearing perfectly. One officer watches the lines form and cannot believe his own eyes. Does this even make sense? He stammers. It is like a machine is drawing this. No, are you some kind of hidden genius? One asks, is your real job as a world class painter? Jin pipes up through the system. Actually, his main job is Earth Alliance Special Agent. Boom, mic drop. Kang just waves it off. Whatever, doesn't matter, he says, handing over the finished hyper realistic sketches. These three, he points. They left that alley right before the fire started. The arsonist is one of them. The atmosphere in the station shifts instantly. From who is this weirdo to we need to move now. The chief barks out orders. Verify these identities immediately. Go, go, go. We have got our suspects. Next morning at the cafe, business is booming. Everyone is raving about Kang's cooking naturally. While eating, the girls start gossiping. Turns out that fire, definitely arson. And they caught the guy. He was caught red handed with drugs on him, no less. Kang just listens, thinking, man, that was fast. The police did not waste a second. Kang silently thanks Jin for her mechanical drawing skills. Teamwork, right? While the cafe chatter continues, his phone starts buzzing. It is a call he was definitely expecting. It is Detective Park. He is calling to say thanks, and honestly, he sounds like he is still in shock. Busted. The sketch was dead on. Two locals and one guy who was actually the victim's friend. The investigation is still ongoing, but the motive? Pure greed. It is the same old story. He begged for cash, got rejected, and then things turned lethal. The cops raided the drug den, and guess who was there? A major celebrity. Total bombshell. Now the whole entertainment industry is in complete meltdown mode. Talk about a massive scandal. KH is watching this blow up while the detective is crying about his canceled vacation. Poor guy. Still, they would not have caught anyone this fast without that sketch. Efficiency at its absolute finest. They wanted to make the images public, but the system, yeah, it had other plans for him. Publicity would totally mess with the special missions. Our boy just wants to stay low key anyway. He's not looking for fame. Just keep my face out of it, he tells the detective. The detective calls him a hero, but his response, just doing my job, classic cool protagonist energy. The cop promises to keep his secret before hanging up. One favor deserves another, I guess. Call ends. But wait! The cafe employees heard everything and are currently losing their minds. Are you working for the police? They ask. Kang just shrugs it off as a simple favor. They are convinced it is some top secret business since he asked to remain totally anonymous. Suddenly, a loud crash. Behind them, two customers are having a full blown meltdown over spilled ramen. SE feels totally defeated, but RM says she will clean it up. What a saint. He is wondering if cleaning soggy noodles deserves a bonus. Then, bam, a direct collision happens. He bumps right into this young man. The girl starts apologizing immediately while the guy groans. He is clutching his wrist like it is shattered. Watch where you are going, he snaps. Yoon gets worried, thinking it might actually be broken. Is it really that serious, though? The girl is literally crying, shouting for an ambulance. But our main guy? He is skeptical. The system detects a possible fracture but needs a closer look to be sure. Time to investigate. Kang steps in. Let me check that, he says, approaching the boy who is still whining. The guy will not stop complaining about the pain. Jane scans it, no bone damage, just a sprain. He repeats the diagnosis out loud. The young man just stares, wondering how he could know. It hurts a lot? No problem. Kang just smiles and says, I will make it hurt less. He starts massaging the wrist. The crowd is stunned as the pain just vanishes. Instant relief. Guided by the AI, he gives some expert recovery tips. The young man is totally shocked. But there is a crisis. He is a chef for an emergency recording, and his truck is waiting. He cannot cook with that wrist. Yun offers to help, but can she even handle a kitchen? She claims she is a ramen pro. The chef just sighs. It is not just ramen, kid. He needs a real pro, someone who actually knows their way around a professional kitchen setup. And then he looks at Kang with those big, sparkling puppy dog eyes. Oh no, here we go. The answer was written all over the guy's face. He was practically begging Kang to say yes. Kang tries to dodge. Sorry, I have work. Then the chef drops 300,001. Suddenly, work does not seem so important. Kang turns right back around. Money talks, people. Is it just rice and basic dishes? The chef is ecstatic. It would be an absolute honor. Turns out the cafe food reputation is legendary. This chef has been visiting it every single day. He was hoping to pick up some secret techniques just by eating there. Talk about dedication. If the young man helps him out, he might finally learn some pro tips. Total fanboy moment. Kang checks with the system about investigating other areas. Jane has a much more practical idea. She tells him the food truck gig could cover all his mission expenses, efficient and profitable. Everything always comes back to the money, does it not? The next morning, the chef is impressed. He praises Kang for driving so well, but let us be real, the system was doing the work. All right, let's show him what real food looks like. The chef's buzzing, ready to blow everyone's minds with his cooking. Our protagonist tries to play it cool, says it's no big deal, but Jin's not having it. This man deserves. They pull up to the site, and Kang realizes, wait, this is that infamous movie set. You know the one. The place where that lead actor got hauled off by the cops. The whole production was supposed to wrap a week ago. The kid asks the obvious question, is this movie even coming out now? His colleague just scoffs. I mean, who's going to pay to see a movie starring a literal drug addict? So it's back to square one, reshooting every single scene. The pressure, absolutely through the roof. You could cut the tension with a knife. Everyone's on edge, panicking, trying to fix a disaster. And here's the kicker, they can't miss their release window. The theaters are already booked. If they delay, total bankruptcy. Game over, all that hard work, down the drain. Luckily, they've got director Tam Min, the king of romance movies. If anyone can pull a miracle, it's him. Except right now, he's losing his mind. He's watching the monitors, and absolute time is running out. This is trash, he screams. But we've got no choice but to settle. He's fuming, cursing out that arrested actor. Honestly, can't really blame the guy for being pissed. I'll kill him myself if I see him, he yells. Just then, a staffer pipes up. Talk about perfect timing. The cameraman suggests a break. Everyone's exhausted and needs to cool off. But Tam Min is not in the mood. Eat? How can we eat when we're about to go broke? He's convinced the food truck is just a waste of money. He's about to kick him off the set. UN till he takes one bite, just one, and suddenly the whole world changed. Wait, I thought I wasn't hungry? He mumbles, shoveling more in. Our boy's cooking hits. It's so good. One guy asks if there are drugs in the food. Naturally, the director shuts him up. Turns out the head chef had a bad wrist, so our boy stepped in, and the compliments, they just, even the kid is vibing now. The set is gorgeous. The food is fire. He tells the director to just. The other actors are doing great, he says. Everything was finally looking up. And then someone screams for the director. Oh boy, here we go again. Everyone turns back, hearts sinking. A staffer runs up, looking pale. The stunt man! He's down! He sprained his ankle mid-scene. The crew rushes over to the poor guy, who's groaning in agony on the dirt. He's clutching his foot, apologizing through the pain. I'm sorry, I should have been more careful. Absolute chaos. Someone's calling an ambulance, wondering if a truck can even make it up this mountain. Another person's screaming for a first aid kit. It's a total mess. The director just watches, face full of despair. We're doomed, he thinks. It's all over. He's yelling so loud the whole set can hear him. Even the chef thinks this movie is straight up cursed. But then the chef remembers something. He turns to Kang. Hey, didn't you fix my wrist earlier? Kang steps up. If we stabilize that ankle now, it'll kill the pain and speed up the recovery. Are we sure it's just a sprain? He asks. Seconds later, he's standing over the fallen stuntman. Let me take a look, he says, cool as a cucumber. Everyone around him, totally confused. He looks the director dead in the eye. I'll do first aid now, then we get him to a hospital. The director just nods. What else can he do? Kang turns to the famous actress, Shin. He calls her over like she's just another production assistant. Hey, you! I need you. He doesn't even notice her shocked face. Go grab me a compression bandage. Now, the director barks the same order, and Shin, completely flustered, just stammers out a yes. She scurries off to get the supplies, her brain basically short circuiting the whole way. I mean, she's a literal star, and this guy just treated her like a random staff member. Unbelievable. But she still comes back with the bandage, and our boy just gives a quick thanks. He starts wrapping the ankle with expert precision. Everyone's watching, waiting to see if he can pull this off. Seoul can't even bring herself to look at the guy's messed up ankle. She just turns away, totally grossed out by the sight. The actor's acting all indignant, but honestly, the sprain wasn't nearly as life ending as everyone first thought. Once the first aid is wrapped up, she asks if he's actually okay. The actor nods. He admits it hurt like absolute hell when it first happened, but now it feels like his bones just snap back. He even claims he can walk. Taman gets a tiny bit hopeful, but let's be real, having this guy film right now is a total pipe dream. Kang drops the truth bomb. He only gave him a temporary fix. Actually, walking, that's going to be a nightmare until he fully recovers. The director looks like he's about to lose his lunch right there. Total despair mode. His colleagues try to talk him off the ledge. Don't worry, we can just call in another stuntman. But Sun shuts that down fast. Where on earth are they going to find a replacement for someone like Kim Yu-chan out here? We're talking about the middle of the mountains. Desperate and frantic, the director starts spiraling. If they miss this release date, they are finished. Toast. Completely ruined. Then our young man steps up. He volunteers to take over the action scenes, but the director is terrified of another injury. He points out that the lead was already clumsy, and if the replacement gets hurt too, the entire film is dead on arrival. They start brainstorming desperate ideas, maybe a stunt double. We'll just hide his face with a mask and some sunglasses. But surprise, surprise, not a single soul is willing to step into those shoes. Taman literally drops to his knees. He's begging the heavens, asking why he's being tortured like this, promising anything. Suddenly, Kang speaks up. Hey, maybe someone sent from heaven just arrived? He plays it off as a joke, but deep down, he knows he can pull this off. The actress, however, she's not having it. She reminds everyone that this guy isn't an aspiring actor or even a crew member. He's just a regular chef. But the director is just staring at the young man, jaw on the floor. Now that he's actually looking, the resemblance to Kim is actually pretty wild. Suyu asks if he's got any actual physical skills. Kang, cool as a cucumber. Yeah, I've got skills. He ignores the girl who's still yapping in the background. We don't have time for this. Makeup and CGI can handle the director starts begging for help. They strike a deal for triple the pay, and just like that, the cameras are ready to roll. The scene they're tackling is the big moment where Kim saves Shin. Why the rush? Well, the original villain got busted for drugs class. Taman tells Kang to go practice with a substitute while he chain smokes an entire pack of cigarettes to calm his nerves. Hu-chan starts breaking down the fight choreography and the complex movements. Someone asks if the whole thing feels a bit weird, but one of the guys says it's too late to change anything now. Everything was already rehearsed to death, so they're stuck with the plan. But JY isn't impressed. He says this isn't how real filming or real fighting should be done. He mentions some specialized training skills, and the young man is intrigued. Does that stuff actually exist? The system chimes in, claiming its methods are way more practical than this stage nonsense. So Kang turns to the trio of supporting actors and asks the unthinkable, can you guys just attack me for real? They're completely baffled. He explains that if they fight for real, he can handle it properly, and it'll look way more intense on camera. The four of them start debating the ethics of this. Is it for the art, or is someone going to end up in the hospital? All the while, the lead actress is eavesdropping on the whole conversation. Kim is in a foul mood because the young man clearly has no idea she's a famous actress, and she starts pestering him. A little later, our guy marches straight into the director's office with a wild proposal. Can we just film the whole thing at once? No cuts. He wants to dive straight into the action without a single rehearsal. Taman is stunned. Now that is the power of triple. Even the system gets in on the attitude, calling itself John Jean. Leaving the office, King tells the crew to prep for a direct shoot, leaving everyone speechless. The director stands there with his mouth hanging open, but then it hits him. His high-level director's instinct is screaming, telling him that Kang is about to do something legendary. Pure chaos. Shin is screaming her lungs out for help as three terrifying thugs close in on her. They're demanding everything she's got, threatening her with the worst when suddenly, out of nowhere, bam! Our hero kicks the door so hard it practically flies off the hinges and he dives right in. He drops down to the ground floor instantly. The thugs are stunned. Wait, how did he even find them? These actors were told to actually attack him, but they're still hesitant. Then one guy finally charges. As he rushes in, King Jin gets a warning. The system shows him exactly where to dodge and strike. With those attack predictions lighting up, he's basically Neo, dodging every single punch with zero effort. His body is moving on autopilot, reacting before he even thinks. Then the system gives him a tip. Grab him by the collar, it says. Why? Because it'll look absolutely epic on camera. Obviously, he grabs the guy, totally freaking the actor out since this definitely wasn't in the script. Camera 3 is ready. To get the perfect shot, Kang Jin launches the guy into the air. Talk about some serious hang time. He starts pulling his punches, but it looks so real the actor is literally praying he doesn't die. Next target. The poor guy is begging him to follow the script, but nope, that's not happening today. Crack! He takes a direct hit to the head. The third actor is just standing there completely traumatized. He's thinking, director, is anyone going to stop this? But everyone is just watching and screw it. He closes his eyes and charges, but our boy just leans back, dodging it like a boss. He flows backward, then snaps forward instantly, closing the distance before the guy can even blink. A brutal headbutt. Then King Jin follows up with a knee strike that literally lifts the guy off the ground. He grabs a wooden bar, twack. He sends the guy flying across the room. The entire set is speechless. Jaws on the floor. The actors are sprawled out, looking like three bodies are lying around him in a heap. Our actress, she's looking at him like he's a monster. She's thinking, this guy is legit insane. As he steps closer, you can see her getting seriously nervous. He just looks at her totally calm and says, relax. I'm just here to save you. Pure, smooth operate. Are you gonna let me live? She asks, terrified. This definitely wasn't the scene she rehearsed. And cut. The director slams the clapperboard down, finally ending the madness. He starts screaming immediately. You weren't supposed to actually hit them, he yells. Are the extras even still alive? Taman's just standing there, dazed by the sheer quality of the shot, wondering if he should have stepped in. He feels a bit guilty for not stopping it sooner. But then something weird happens. One extra, ouch, he calls out, and the director freezes. The extras all rush over to Kang Jin, totally confused. How did you do that? They ask. They felt the impact? Sure, but there's zero pain. It's impossible. They're buzzing with questions. They've never felt anything like it. They were terrified, but they're totally fine. The director is baffled. How did they not get hurt? Suddenly, another guy comes stomping over, yelling. Why were you so brutal? He screams. You can't just toss extras around and break them like toys. He points at the guys on the floor, asking what's going to happen to them now, but they just shrug. Actually, we're fine, they say. The guy's jaw drops. He literally cannot believe what. Wait, you're really okay? They confirm it, even though they have no idea how Kang Jin pulled it off. One extra describes it perfectly. It felt like landing on a cushion, or like they were just sliding away. Instead of a hit, they just slid. He asks Kang Jin for the secret, and our boy just smiles. It's like skiing sideways down a snowy mountain, he explains. He turns to Kim, checking if he's all right. Kim's like, I felt nothing. Turns out Kang Jin actually caught him and softened the fall perfectly. The director is stunned. The footage shows them getting absolutely wrecked, so how are they not in the hospital? He's desperate for an answer, but Taman just puts a hand on his shoulder and tells him to relax. He laughs, claiming he knew exactly what he was doing the whole time, which is why he kept filming. Liar! His friend shouts. But soon enough, everyone crowds around the monitor to review the footage. After a few replays, they all agree the scene is perfect. Absolute cinematic gold. Director Kim is absolutely vibrating with excitement. Everything was captured perfectly. The man just nods, got the shots effortlessly. He's praising Kang for calculating every camera position like a. He keeps going, saying the angles were nothing short of perfect. Someone asks if the stunt double actually knew how to move with the cameras from the very start. Now our boy asks the director if his part is finally finished. The director, hyped. Yes. And honestly, I'm blown away. He thanks him, saying the whole scene looked as high end as a Hollywood blockbuster. Our man is definitely feeling. Orders start flying for everyone to prep for the next scene. One of the stuntmen is in awe. He asks, what agency are you with? The response? The catering truck. The girl is still annoyed, though. She's wondering if he's a total fool or if this humble act is just part of a bigger play. In her head, she's convinced everyone is just faking it. They'll probably cry about the pain later, she thinks. She's so bitter, she actually thinks if it were in the script, she'd be the one getting beaten too. Suddenly, Kang just stares at her intently. Yana starts panicking. But wait, the AI system pings. A strange noise is coming from the wall, and it's sounding an alarm. Our man realizes the sound is coming from directly above them. Jane issues a high-level warning. The structure is about to collapse and take out half the cast. He goes into full-blown hero mode as the system starts a 5 second countdown. 1 second, and the young man grabs the stuntman and literally yeets him out of the danger zone. 3 seconds left. The woman is starting to lose it. 2 seconds remaining. He snatches her up while she's screaming for help and grabs a metal bar for defense. Final second, boom. The ceiling gives way and he starts deflecting massive chunks of debris with the bar. Everyone on set is absolutely terrified. The structure's coming down and nobody knows what's happening. Still carrying the woman with one arm, the young man stands his ground as her shield. She's panicking, crying out for her mom through the sobs. He just tells her to pipe down while he's busy knocking falling objects out of the air. Another system warning! Now a massive section of the structure is coming down. An entire part of the film set is completely leveled in an instant. The whole crew is in total shock. The director screams for Shin, praying she's okay. As the dust and smoke start to clear, there's Kang, still holding the woman. The second she wakes up, she goes full-blown banshee again, begging for someone to save her. The man has to tell her, "Look, you're still alive," even though she's trembling with fear. He asks if she's just surprised, but the girl is beyond nervous. She starts yelling at him for throwing the other actor and thinks she's about to be tossed aside like trash too. Kang's like, "The set fell down, genius. I saved you." Right then, the dust settles and they see the carnage. In total shock, Shin asks what happened. He just shrugs. I don't know, maybe the place was just poorly built. Finally, it clicks. She realized they were both saved because of him. Once she acknowledges the rescue, the young man asks, "Can I let go now?" And just like that thud, he drops her. Yan approaches and asks if he's holding a grudge for being thrown. The young man denies it. He's actually fine. Despite being tossed like a football, he felt no pain. The director comes running over to check on everyone. The young man says he's all good because Kang saved him. Then the director looks at the actress. She starts to say something but stops, just staring at her rescuer. He stares right back, totally embarrassed. Shin finally admits she's okay. She's starting to think that maybe, just maybe, he isn't a bad guy. The director is just overwhelmed with gratitude. He realizes just how close they all came to a disaster. Those massive metal bars, if they'd actually hit the actors, we're talking a total disaster. Someone could have straight up died. This was all thanks to the trash set construction, toss in that ongoing drug scandal, and the movie was it was looking doomed. But then the director looks over at Kang and calls him a hero, a total legend. One of the filmmakers asks if they can start filming again once they fix the set, but the director's just not having it. He says, "No way." But then a cameraman runs over, looking completely hyped. He's got a secret to share. He caught everything, every single second, and from the most perfect angle you can imagine. Everyone's just standing there the young guy's practically vibrating. "The camera was rolling," he shouts. "I got it all." He's begging them to check they pull up the screen and wow. You can see Kang effortlessly dodging those falling beams while carrying the leading lady on it. The crew is absolutely floored. The angle, the raw footage, it's unreal. These three guys can't believe. Director's son says it looks like a high budget Hollywood blockbuster. The scene, absolute perfection. He starts rambling about how this is going to be huge. It's iconic, it's legendary. Look, the scene is great, but here's the catch. It wasn't part of the script, it was a literal life or death accident. Not exactly a planned sequence. Then he asks the big question, what happens when the public finds out we almost killed our stars? Now the director is getting nervous. The reality of the accident starts to sink in. But then he realized nobody actually got hurt, so why not use it for marketing? Worst case scenario, he'll just let the lawyers handle the fallout. Talk about a bold move. His colleague asks if they're actually going to keep filming, and the director's answer, only if the agent gives the green light. He immediately sprints over to Kang, practically glowing with gratitude. "Thank you for saving everyone," he cries out. And Kang, or should I say, the system inside him, the system just responds with its usual logic. Core function achieved. Kang just shrugs and says he did what needed. He's being humble, but director Sun is loving the response. He asks if they can actually use that insane footage. Even though it was an accident, it's too good to waste. The system calculates the risk could they get exposed. Maybe, but since Kang's face was mostly hidden from that specific angle, there shouldn't be any problem at all. With the AI's okay, Kang gives the thumbs up. He's in. Meanwhile, on the other side of the set, the crew is hovering over Shin, making sure she's okay. She says she's fine, but her eyes are glued to Kang. She's watching him from a distance, checking him over. Then she spots something, a tear in his shirt, right on his back. Total panic mode! She jumps up and rushes over to him. "Are you hurt? Talk to me." She's terrified that he's wounded. Kang just gives her a calm look and says he's totally fine, but Shin's mind is absolutely racing. She realizes that despite the insane danger, Kang saved both of them without taking a single scratch. This guy, She clears her throat and thanks him properly. Kang just pulls the I was just doing my part card again. Shin gets a little salty then. Hey, I'm the star actress, not some random crew member. Kang, relax, it was just a joke. Then he turns back to the director. He's finished here, and it's time to head out. The director can't thank him enough for basically saving the entire movie. The rest of the crew is whispering, though. That guy is insane. Wait, is he the one from that cyber cafe with the legendary food? Shin's curious now. Where does he actually work? The filmmaker's answer, a cyber cafe. Seriously. Everyone's baffled. Like, how does someone with that much raw talent end up working in a place like that? She asks if he'll ever come back. The director doesn't just want him back, he needs him. With Kang's help, he says this could be the greatest action movie ever made. But Shin's like, director? This was supposed to be a romantic comedy, remember? But he doesn't even care. The genre doesn't matter anymore. We'll cut the drug scandal scenes, pivot to high octane action, and boom, problem solved. The producer mentions hiring a professional action director, but the director just shakes his head. Why bother? Kang did everything perfectly on his own. No help needed. His colleagues have to agree. They just need more time with this guy. Kang is the ultimate solution, the effective solution, as they call it. He might not be a professional actor, but honestly, he's 10 times better than Kim ever was. Game over. Meanwhile, the director is pitching Kang as the ultimate solution. He might not be an actor, but he's better than their lead. Why didn't anyone stop him? Kang tries to explain to the boss, but the man isn't hearing it. His buddy still isn't buying it. He asks about the food truck, but Kang just sighs. This guy's beyond frustrating. Seriously, he won't talk about anything except work. Kang decides he's done playing games and will handle this. He storms off toward the man who just walked off the set. Hey, he shouts, calling his name loud enough for everyone to hear. Our boy Kang thought everything was under control, but then chaos. The set just gave out. No warning, no reason, and get this, it happened exactly where the actors were standing. That's not a coincidence. It's Jim, the system, starts crunching the data. The results? Absolutely chilling. This wasn't some random equipment failure. It was sabotage. Someone deliberately weakened the structure so it would come crashing down at the perfect moment. Kang's jaw drops. You're telling me someone did this on purpose? He can't believe someone would go that far. The system doesn't lie. Multiple beams were aimed directly at Chin. Someone knew exactly where the actors were. Only one way they'd have that info. They read the script. This was a cold, calculated hit from the inside. Kang realizes the truth. Someone wasn't just trying to ruin the film, they were trying to hurt people. Total sabotage. Just then, the director rolls up, panting and sweating like he's just run a marathon. Wait, please, he gasps, reaching out to Kang. He's desperate, begging for just a few minutes to talk. Kang looks him over. Is there even anything left to discuss? But the man looks completely broken. He's literally pleading now. Save my film, please! You're the only one who can fix this mess. Talk about it. Director Sun explains how screwed the production is. Meanwhile, the AI says the geographic data is a total waste of useless info. Kang tells him straight, look, I have a real job. I can't just keep coming back here to play movie star. But his companion chimes in, it's fine, really. Tomorrow we're moving all the recordings to Seoul anyway. Kang still isn't sold. I have a life, man. I can't just hang out on a film set all day. Sun won't let it go. Only the essentials. I promise we'll only film what we absolutely need to finish. Jian thinks this is a disaster, but then mentions the cash. A massive pay. If the price is right, you've got to take the deal. Kang notices the sudden shift in attitude. Sneaky? Fine. Convinced by the money, I mean the vision. Kang looks at the director. All right, give me the schedule. Sun is over the moon. Thank you. I'll stay up all night reviewing everything myself. He's finally got his fire back. Over the next few days, the director is a new man. No more moping. He's a pure ball of energy and dedication. The set finally looks like a real set again. Everyone is grinding, rushing to get this film across the finish line. It's a race against time. The extras are buzzing, feeling like they're finally part of something that might actually be good. Even late at night, the vibe is different. Kang's influence just calms the storm. The whole atmosphere feels lighter. Suddenly, screech. A white car skids into the area like it's in a Fast and Furious movie. It's manager Kim. He sprints onto the set, screaming for the director like the building is on fire. Sun asks what happened. Kim is losing his mind. We're doomed! We can't release the company would lose everything. Massive losses. But there's a catch, they can't delay the release either. Why? Because they already booked the biggest theater in town. Talk about being stuck between a rock and a hard place. But then someone tells Kim to shut it. Relax. The director is going to solve all of this. Kim is skeptical. How? The movie is a disaster. The director's answer, he's changing the entire... Boom. It's now an action romantic comedy. His colleague looks like he's about to have a literal heart attack. We only have a few weeks left, Kim shouts. How do you pivot an entire movie in 21 days? Sun is already 3 steps ahead. I'm already working on the new cut. Just wait, I'll show you something legendary later. Suddenly, bam, someone kicks the set door open with enough force to shake the walls. Who's slamming doors during a shoot? Someone grumbles. You're kicking up dust all over the equipment. His colleague turns around and his face goes ghost white. He immediately bows. It's the big boss. Everyone is caught off guard. The director is sweating bullets. Wait, is that President Lee Tayo? Lee isn't there for a cameo. I didn't come here to disrupt your little project, he says, eyes like ice. But after hearing about the set collapsing like a house of cards, I had to come see this mess in person. Kim tries to blame it on technical issues. But the president, he's not here for excuses. He's here for heads. Don't you dare blame this on drugs, the boss snaps. But then a new voice enters the room. It's the president's daughter, Lee Minnie. She heard the shouting and wants to know if her dad is throwing a tantrum. The president instantly melts. He claims it was just a bit of background noise, classic dad move. The director greets the kid, but Lee is focused. She asks if they can actually finish the movie in 1 week. Director Sun doesn't blink. He promises it'll be even better than the original script. Bold claim, sir. The president is actually impressed. I mean, that's the kind of confidence you expect from a pro. Then the director drops Kang's name, calling his filming skills absolute top tier legendary status. This is news to the president. He's never heard of this guy. But a glowing recommendation like that, now he's curious. He asks where the simple boys press it. He asks where this mysterious out. He points toward a lonely food truck parked nearby. He's right over there, Sun says. The president just freezes. The sight in front of him makes zero sense. There's Kang, our legendary martial arts master, our top tier filmmaker, and what's he doing? He's stirring a giant pot of popcorn. You heard that right, popcorn. The president stares. Wait, the martial arts master who's currently cooking rice is our guy. Director Sun just nods like it's totally normal. Yep, he brought the food truck to the set himself. The president goes dead silent. He gets that serious I'm being pranked look on his face. He turns to his assistant. Did this guy seriously take Kim's spot in the movie? Before the assistant can even finish saying yes, the boss explodes. You've got to be kidding me! This is a disaster! He thinks they're just hiring an amateur to save a few bucks, because the movie is already doomed. Sun tries to defend the choice, but the president is on a rampage about cutting costs. He doesn't believe a word of it. He orders the production budget to be slashed and everything to be archived. The director is panicking now, but the boss's daughter Lee is already distracted by the snacks. She's actually impressed. What is this? She asks. Kang just smiles. It's his special mixed snack. He tells her he made plenty for the whole crew, so she can eat as much as she wants. The little girl hesitates, saying her mom told her she'll gain weight if she overdoes it. But Kang, he just keeps the treats coming. One more won't hurt, he says, proving he's the ultimate snack master. He's basically bankrolling the whole kitchen so she can feast. But our girl is hesitating, saying she's on a strict mom-approved diet. 1 bite and she'll gain weight, please. Even though she's starving, she turns it down. Why? Because she's the lead actress, that's why. She's got to protect that costume at all costs. Yeah, she's just a kid, but her professionalism, unreal. I'm the main star, she insists, and honestly, he can't even argue with that kind of logic. She begs him to make more snacks, but he's heading to Sue soon. He won't be around to cook. Min asks if she can just sneak some away, but he suggests hitting the cyber cafe instead. There'll be plenty more there, he promises. She's sold and immediately hands over her personal phone. Put your number in, she demands. She's definitely not losing contact with the guy who makes the best food. Back on set, the president is ready to bounce, but the filmmaker stops him. He's got something insane to show. He tries to explain just how big this is. Boss, you know the director never settles for anything mediocre. But this time, it was different. When it came to Kang's performance, the director was literally shaking. We're talking full on trembling, and if that perfectionist is shook, you know something serious just happened. Lee finally caves and asks to see the tape. He settles in, hits play, and then total silence. They're absolutely stunned. The footage they're seeing, it's unlike anything they've ever captured. He can't believe his eyes. Wait, when did we add the CGI? How was this even choreographed? But here's the kicker, there are zero special effects. None. This is raw, unedited footage from this. Turns out Kang actually calculated every single camera angle himself just to get that perfect framing. The boss is in total disbelief. Meanwhile, the little girl already posted the video online calling him a hero. He asks if the food truck guy really did all that, and the director just nods. Wait, an amateur? In 1 take? He literally can't believe what he's hearing right now. His buddy drops a bombshell. That set collapse was real. Kang basically saved everyone from certain death. Talk about a reality check. The boss realizes he messed up and needs to apologize as soon as possible. He actually swallows his pride and gives a formal apology. Total 180 from earlier. The director is chill. No worries, man. It's all good now that the footage is saved. Lee tracks down Kang, and our main character just casually offers him some snacks. Iconic behavior. Not here for the food, Lee says, finally introducing himself. He's here to say thanks. Personally thanking the man who saved his film? Huge. But Kang acts like it was nothing. Lee looks at the snacks. What are these? Kang says they are a type of hard biscuit. Lee hesitates. He ate these in the military and has trauma, but he tries one to be polite. One bite and boom, he's shocked. The flavor is actually incredible. Sweet, salty, and perfect. It's got that pancake vibe, but without all the greasy mess. He's never tasted anything like it. He's genuinely shook. The flavor is nothing short of magical. Best snack of his entire life. My daughter would love these, Lee says. Kang just blinks. She was already here. Lee hopes his daughter was polite and thanked him properly. He starts looking around for her. Min, come eat with me, he yells. Nothing, just total silence in response. Where did she go? Lee looks totally confused and honestly a little worried about his kid. Kang isn't taking chances. He asks his AI, Jin, to find her. The AI comes back empty. She's not on the cameras, she's not in the truck, she's just vanished into thin air. The system scan is clear, she's nowhere near the set. Then suddenly his phone starts ringing. It's her! Her name flashes on the screen. Talk about perfect or terrifying timing. Lee is stunned. How do you have her number? Kang just picks up, eyes scanning the area. She wanted more snacks later, Kang explains quickly, but as he listens, the vibe shifts instantly. Kang's expression turns deadly serious. This isn't a friendly chat anymore. Lee notices the change immediately. Kang? What is it? What's wrong? The tension is thick. Our main character doesn't answer. He's focused, speaking low into the phone to the other side. Some guy walks up trying to be friendly. Hey, why the long face, kid? Kang doesn't even blink. He ignores the guy completely and starts walking. He's on a mission. He's thinking, what are the odds she broke her phone? Slim to none. Something, his AI agrees. That sound on the line, it wasn't a phone breaking, it was different. Analyze the background noise, Kang orders. The AI plays back the recorded data instantly. Analysis complete. And the results, they are definitely not what you want to hear. The sound came from something soft, wrapped up tight. Then clink, plastic hitting metal. Echoes, tight, confined space. Kang's brain is working at lightning speed to solve this. A soft object. Plastic against metal, echoes. He starts putting the puzzle pieces together. Every sound captured by the AI points to one terrifying conclusion: a small enclosed area. It hits him. She's inside a car. A moving vehicle. This is a kidnapping, plain and simple. Cut to the kidnappers, one screaming, how do you kidnap someone and leave her phone? The goon is sweating. I didn't know she had it. I grabbed it as fast as I could. Too little, too late. The other guy is fuming. If we call again, we're definitely caught. The leader is losing it. Who did she even call? One of the goons checks the screen. It says, Snackman? The goon looks confused. Is she ordering a delivery or something? He even makes a stupid joke. Maybe he'll bring her a sandwich. These guys are idiots. The leader isn't laughing. Just move the car. We need to vanish before the heat gets here. What's wrong, man? Kanan asks, seeing his neighbor suddenly frozen in shock. One call from his daughter changed everything. Our boy's face just went stone cold. No words, just pure, terrifying focus. Kanan's heart is absolutely racing right now. System alert! The eye activates the hostage rescue protocol in an instant. Scanned. A backpack and snack following the crumbs like a total pro. The AI locks onto a specific car. Kanjin bolts! He leaves the poor father standing there in a cloud of dust. The man tries to keep up, but trips over his daughter's discarded bag. He knows that bag, it's hers. Meanwhile, inside that car, the driver sees Kanjin. Boss. There's a guy, and he's actually running after us. The driver is way too calm. The leader loses it. Why are you telling me this like you're ordering coffee? Move! Pedal to the metal! The car roars to life, trying to leave him behind. AI confirms those are the bad guys. And yeah, they definitely noticed you. Time for a weapon. Fighting vehicles, the AI suggests a literal traffic sign. Improvisation at its finest. Kanjin grabs the metal pole with zero hesitation. Imagine seeing this, a guy sprinting at 60 miles per hour with a street sign. Is this guy insane? The kidnapper can't believe his eyes. He's actually mocking him. You think you can catch a car on foot? Pathetic. He screams for more speed. Inside, little me is crying out for her dad, her mom, and the snack man. The driver checks the mirror. He's gone, boss. We finally lost that freak. The leader laughs. Probably had a heart attack. No human can keep that up. Famous last words. Suddenly, thud. Kanjin literally drops from the sky. He lands right on the roof. Every single person inside just jumped out of their skin. Whack. He swings that traffic sign like a legendary mace, crushing the metal. Complete and utter panic. The driver is swerving, trying to stay on the road. Shake him off right now. The boss is screaming like a maniac. Kanjun yells to the eye, how do I stop this thing? The AI highlights the hood. Pierce it right there. A vertical strike to the heart of the engine. He doesn't miss. One powerful thrust, and the engine just dies. The vehicle grinds to a halt. Kanjun stands on the hood like a boss. He's staring them down through the windshield. But the driver has one last trick. He slams the emergency brake. Gravity takes over, and Kanjun is sent flying. People on the street are screaming as they see him sailing through the air. The kidnapper is cackling now. What a moron. Did he really think he won? The landing looks fatal. But wait, our boy isn't just some random guy. The AI warns about the impact. Adjust your stance or you're literally toast. Superhero landed. He hits the ground on his feet like it's nothing. AI check. The enemy's brake trick is over. Now it's our turn again. How is he still standing? The goons are losing their minds inside the car. The boss screams, forget the girl. Just run him over and finish this. They floor it. But the car is a paperweight. It's broken, idiots, Kanjin says. The boss hits the driver in rage. Everyone out. Kill this brat right now. Kanjin just wants the girl back. But the leader? He's not playing fair. She stays with me while my boys tear you apart. The thugs step out. They're walking toward him, smirking. You really think you're a hero, kid? With skills this sharp, Kangjin starts mocking them, joking that he's basically Batman while the goons just stand there stunned. No more talking. He vanishes, then bam! A heavy-handed strike sends one of the thugs flying through the air like a rag doll. The second guy pulls a knife, trembling. He can't even track our boy's movements. He's just way too fast for the human eye. Too slow. Kangjin doesn't hesitate for a second, finishing him off with a brutal kick that shuts him down instantly. With those two losers out of the way, Kangjin rushes to the car. Time to get the girl out of this mess. The boss sees Kangjin at the door and completely loses his mind, screaming in pure, unadulterated panic. Stay cool. Kangjin looks the girl in the eye and tells her he's got this, no need to worry anymore. Thinking on his feet, our protagonist asks his AI for the perfect plan to take down this kidnapper without a hitch. The AI lays it out, jump inside and overpower the guy, then slowly talk him into surrendering his sorry life. Or the alternative, bait him out of the car. It's all about leverage and keeping the target isolated. Kangjin chooses to lure him out. Why? Because charging in might put little me in the line of fire. To make it work, the AI suggests the disappearing act stepping away so the kidnapper thinks the coast is finally clear. He won't budge unless he feels safe, so Kangjin backs off, playing the long game while the tension ratchets up. It worked. The kidnapper sees him retreat and thinks he's won, assuming the attack is over for now. But then he spots people approaching. Panic sets in. He's got to move before the place is crawling with witnesses. He kicks the door open, dragging the girl out with a knife pressed right against her throat. Things just got real. He starts barking orders, telling Kangjin to fetch the getaway car. No police or she's dead, the classic villain line. Seeing his daughter with a blade to her neck, the father goes into a total tailspin of absolute terror. Desperate, he begs Kangjin's friend to just give the guy the car, anything to keep his little girl breathing. He runs toward me, shouting that they'll give up the vehicle, but there's a massive catch for the kidnapper. Touch a single hair on her head, and Kangjin promises to erase the man's entire bloodline from existence. Talk about intense! The kidnapper agrees to the trade, but demands the father be the one to bring the car over. Then he bolts. Bystanders are whispering, asking if they should call the cops, but one of the guys shuts that down fast. Keep it secret. In this world, involving the police too early is a one-way ticket to a disaster. The father jumps into the driver's seat, praying his daughter can hold on just a little bit longer. He's coming. Meanwhile, the AI isn't happy. It warns Kangjin that giving a villain wheels is a recipe for a high-speed hostage. Basically, it's a huge risk. The chances of him vanishing with the girl just skyrocketed to dangerous levels. The father pulls up, screaming for the kidnapper to keep his filthy hands off his daughter. He's at his breaking point. Crying out for her dad, the little girl's terrified, but the villain just points the knife, ordering everyone to back off. Hands up. He wants them frozen, but seeing his daughter in tears is more than the father can handle. He ignores the blade, he ignores the danger, he just charges toward his girl, desperate to save her himself. Bad move. The enemy's patience snaps. He threatens to end it all right there if the man takes one more step. It's a standoff, one wrong move, and it's game over. Kongjin realizes he has to end this and he has to do it now. Suddenly, the air changes. A flash of red, the tension breaks, and the whole world seems to slow down for a second. The father screams in despair, but then thud. The kidnapper hits the dirt, releasing me as he collapses. What happened? Simple. Our boy Kangjin sniped him with a rock to the head, perfect aim, zero hesitation. The AI calmly notes that the enemy was taken out by a powerful weapon. Yeah, a rock. Talk about a reality check. The villain got dropped by a pebble while the AI calls it a high tier strike. Relieved beyond words, the father rushes in and scoops his daughter up in a massive, tearful embrace. Finally, the sirens start wailing as police cruisers flood the scene, a little late to the party as usual. Officers start checking the bodies. They find broken ribs, shattered egos, and one. The verdict? All three thugs are in absolute shambles. They're in terrible condition, especially the guy who met the rock. That stone caused a full blown skull fracture. The cops are already calling for an ambulance before the father looks at the medics like they're crazy. Why waste a hospital bed on these monsters after what they did? He's furious, questioning why they're even bothering to help the people who just tried to ruin his entire life. The father is absolutely losing it. My daughter was literally kidnapped, he screams, demanding, but the officers are being total NPCs, insisting they can't just leave the criminals lying there in the dirt. Little me is terrified. She asks if her hero, the snack truck guy, is going to get arrested for taking out the trash. Kyun just gives her a calm look and tells her not to sweat it. Her dad has his back. Meanwhile, the AI system is whispering in his ear. If he wants to dodge the cops, now is the golden window. Escape protocol activated, the system chirps. Kyun is weighing his options. He figures if the rich guy is smart, he'll use his massive influence to keep Kyun out of a cell. But let's be real, Kyun isn't holding his breath for a miracle from a stranger. Before he can even finish that thought, the father starts roaring at the police. Kyun saved my life. He's a hero, not a criminal. He's not letting them lay a finger on him. The officer sighs, explaining they need cold, hard evidence before they can just let him walk. The father looks around the empty mountains. Evidence? We're in the middle of nowhere. I've got exactly what you need, a voice cuts in. Everyone freezes. Kyun looks up and sees the film director. Talk about perfect timing. Turns out this entire mountain was his movie set, and his cameras caught every single glorious second of the chaos. He pulls up the footage. It's all there. The kidnappers caught in 4K from the most cinematic angles imaginable. The police watch the playback, and it's an open and shut case. These thugs snatched the girl and cornered Kyun. The director just smirks. The set is packed with hidden cameras. When something goes down, he records every single detail. Um, Suddenly, the vibe shifts. Kyun isn't a suspect anymore. He's the hero who saved everyone. The AI finally chills out and shuts down the escape protocol. No need to go on the run today. The cops even confirm that even if the lead villain kicks the bucket, Kyun is cleared on self defense. The father is still fired up. If anyone tries to mess with this man, I'll release this footage to the world. Kyun just nods. He's not going anywhere well, except to get some food because it is officially dinner time. Later, they're all at a restaurant. Kyun sits down and asks the little girl if she wants to try a special dessert. Mi looks up with big eyes. Did you make this yourself, mister? He smiles and says yes. He worked extra hard on it just to cheer her up, even if she wasn't feeling hungry. The AI chimes in with some cold logic. Sugary treats increase emotional bonds, recruiting allies. Successful. Kang tells her to take a bite. One taste and she's in heaven. It's so good. The father watches his daughter finally smile again and feels a weight lift off his chest. He asks for a tiny taste himself, just to see what the hype is about. One bite later, and they are both losing their minds. The flavor is absolutely insane, next level delicious. Now the father is curious. He asks Chun for the secret recipe so he can make it for her at home. Kyun just shakes his head with a little smirk. Honestly, a normal person couldn't pull this off, Kyun explains. You need superhuman strength just to mix the ingredients fast enough to get that perfect texture. The father is impressed. You must be a head chef at a five-star restaurant, right? Kyun drops the bomb. Actually, I just work at a PC cafe that happens to serve snacks. The father just stares at him, completely short circuited. A PC cafe worker? Are you kidding me? Suddenly, a voice screams out Tahoe, and the man jumps like he's seen a ghost. A woman storms out of a car looking like she's ready to kill someone. It's Mi's mother. She doesn't even say hello. She's just yelling about how their daughter was almost snatched by monsters. And you're just sitting here eating snacks? She is absolutely livid. She grabs Tahoe while the little girl starts crying for her mom. Total chaos. She turns to me, checking for injuries, but then she stops. Why on earth is she so dirty? Stumbling over his words, the man tries to explain that it sounds insane, but there is actually a logic behind the madness. The woman isn't buying it. She's absolutely furious, shouting threats while Tahoe desperately bows and apologizes. Even the film director is stunned. You see insides of the boss today he never knew existed. Talk about a revelation. Another woman steps in trying to play peacemaker. Just breathe, okay? But the angry lady is way past the point of calming down. Calm? You want me to be calm? She snaps, completely ignoring the warning that a massive crowd is watching there. The young woman's eyes go cold. She'll handle this guy herself quietly. No cops, no witnesses, just results. Suddenly, the girl's mother appears with tears in her eyes. She's grabbing Ken's hands, thanking him for literally saving her daughter's life. Um, he plays it cool, saying anyone would have done it. But the mother shakes her head. She saw the high definition footage in perfect. Every single second was caught on camera. She recounts the terrifying moment the young man dove in to save her child from disaster. He risked everything. His own life was on the line to save a stranger, and the gratitude in her voice is overwhelming. Our boy tries to downplay the heroics. It was all under control. I wasn't in any real danger, he said. But Mindy cuts him off instantly. She's got her priorities straight and reminds him of the sugary promise he made earlier. K. June just laughs. Anytime you want sweets or snacks, kid, you just give me a call. I've got you covered. Finally cooling down, the mother realizes it's late. Homework beckons, so she gathers the girl and prepares to head home. She bids a quick farewell to her husband and our protagonist. Family duty calls, and Tahoe turns to him, his voice actually trembling. If you hadn't been there, my wife and I would be in. He thanks the young man again, promising to treat him to the fanciest meal money can buy very soon. Suddenly, a voice calls out, President Tahoe! A moment, please! He's whisked away as a new face approaches our hero. A woman walks up, eyes sparkling. She saw the whole thing and mentions, he's got some serious action star potential. Are you really just a computer guy? She asks, suspicious. Because those moves, he sticks to his story, no lie, he's just a techie. But she isn't letting him off the hook that easily. She demands the address and phone number of his workplace, just so I know where the place is, she claims. He grabs her phone and saves his contact as N.E. Kangen. Simple, direct, and now she's got his digits. She's beaming, thanking him, but then her tsundere side kicks in. Wait, don't get the wrong idea or anything. I only asked for your number so I could visit the computer cafe. That's it, nothing else. Sure, lady, As he walks away, reality hits him. He doesn't even know the cafe's phone number himself. Talk about a major fail. Back at the scene, total chaos erupts. Someone is shouting, demanding to know who dared to leak the footage onto it's Tahoe, and he is absolutely livid. He's fuming, ready to find whoever uploaded the video of his. Who did it? He roars. He's convinced it was one of the witnesses nearby. This was supposed to be a private matter. He's pointing fingers, accusing everyone present. But then a man interrupts, saying public relations is calling on the other line. The man asks if Mindy is okay first. Her father responds that a hero saved her, but the video must be destroyed. Take it down, now! Tahoe orders. But the artificial intelligence has some seriously bad news for the boss. Stopping the spread is basically impossible at this point. The video has already gone completely viral across the. It's been reposted on foreign sites, and once it's on the web, there's no way to delete it. It's out of their hands. Tahoe is stunned. He tells them to at least track down the source. Who was the one who leaked the footage? The director is just as agitated. He wants blood. Tell me who released it, and I might spare your life if you confess. Meanwhile, in a car, someone picks up the phone. What did you mess up this time? She sighs into the receiver. The caller tells her to stay calm and listen. The video of the little girl's rescue is officially all over the internet. It's everywhere. Tahoe tells her not to panic. He's on the hunt for the leaker as we speak. And then comes the plot twist. It turns out the one who leaked the video was Mindy herself. Her father is completely baffled. They explain that the girl got so excited seeing the footage that she just hit upload. She called the snack man a true hero. In her eyes, someone that cool deserved to be recognized by the whole world. He's a legend, she'd said. So she shared the video, turning our low-key protagonist into an. She knew he deserved the recognition. So she uploaded the footage, and now the internet is losing it. But things get real. This all ties back to the current production and a massive secret. Social media is absolutely buzzing with the leaked info, leaving poor T completely stunned and unsure how to even react to this mess. Someone asks if there's a problem with the situation, but boom, interrupted. The director steps in looking serious. He starts shouting, frustrated because he honestly thought the young girl's father would be able to tell right from wrong by now. The director's voice echoes as he vents, clearly expecting way more common sense from someone in such a sensitive, high stakes position. The next day, the rescue video hits the web. Someone watches it on their computer and just says, "This is insane." And honestly, they remark that it looks exactly like a flashy promo for a new blockbuster, since no regular human could actually pull off those stunts. The group quickly agrees that once this film finally drops, they're all heading to the theater together to witness the madness in person. But as they squint at the footage, looking closer at every single frame, things start getting a little too familiar for comfort. One of them spots it, that guy in the action scenes, he looks exactly like their friend Kin. Now, the blonde girl is skeptical since the image quality isn't exactly 4K, but she can't deny that body type is a dead ringer for him. Another young woman chimes in, saying that even for a pro like him performing those movements, they're all just standing there missing him like crazy and wondering when on earth he's finally going to return to work. Suddenly, a blue eyed masked man appears, wrecking opponents left and right on the floor while the lead actress watches the whole scene. Our boy is locked in and ready for the next take. The energy on set is high as the filming prep finally finishes. The signal is given, and the filming begins. He looks deep into the girl's eyes, total leading man energy, and starts his lines. He asks if the poor princess is finally safe. Talk about smooth. The scene is recorded, and the director thanks the entire. After the camera stopped, the praise starts pouring in. Kin's action was flawless, but when Sunny looked at Uchin, her eyes changed completely. The director runs toward our protagonist, shouting about what a great job he did that day and thanking him for the killer footage. Kin just wants to know if the work is finished. His buddy confirms that filming is done for now and will resume tomorrow. Before heading out, he asks about the situation with M's viral rescue video. The man explains that the clip has it's circulating through every major national and international channel imaginable, but luckily there haven't been any negative reports about the kidnapping. That's a huge relief because any bad press would have been a total disaster for the movie's reputation in its upcoming release. Call it luck or just a weird twist of fate, but everyone actually understood the video as a promotional teaser for the new film. Plus, he explains they've been busy silencing witnesses to make sure everyone sticks to the. Kin asks how Tahoe is doing, and the man just sighs. How would you feel knowing your daughter's trauma is circulating? But honestly, it's for the best. Thanks to our main guy, they managed to sustain the lie that the whole thing was pure fiction. And get this, the movie's doing so well, they actually changed the script. Now, Shin Ellen has a lead role. The president is absolutely thrilled with the results. He's so hyped that he wants to treat the young man to a drink tonight. He invites the other actors from the movie too, since everyone worked their tails off to make the filming happen against all odds. The AI system recommends that the young man accept the invitation, and Ken, being a good sport, finally agrees to the party. Later that night, the meal is served. We're talking mouth-watering food and drinks that look way too delicious to pass up. Observing his companions, Ken thinks to himself that John Jin has a bit of a wild side that's becoming pretty apparent. Before the girl can even serve herself, her companion jumps in, insisting that he should be the one to serve the protagonist. But the young woman refuses. She snaps back that it's her job, and the two of them start an all out argument over it. They're literally bickering over who gets to pour the drink, but the president just rolls his eyes and ends up doing it himself. Looking a bit downcast, the man admits he has always dreamed of being a real deal film director since he was a kid. He explains that ever since high school, he's been looking for breaks in the industry and grinding through those gritty independent. It's been a long, hard road to get to this point, but seeing his team together makes it all feel worth it. Ken listens quietly, realizing that behind the glitz and glamour, everyone at this table is just chasing a lifelong dream. The drinks keep flowing, and the mood stays light despite the heavy stories, making for a night none of them will forget. Even with the chaos of the viral video, this moment of peace feels like the calm before the next big storm hits. They toast to their future success, knowing that in this industry you have to fight for every single win you get. The president pours another round, his eyes reflecting both the struggles of the past and the excitement for what's coming next. From those small independent sets to this high stakes production, the journey has been nothing short of a wild cinema. As the night winds down, it's clear that these people aren't just colleagues anymore, they've become a family forged in the fire of filmmaking. After a string of flops, he finally faced the music. He just didn't have the gift for that job. His old man offered him a cozy seat in the family business, but he wasn't ready to quit the industry. So he pivoted. He became a producer, instead staying in the game, just behind the scenes. Kang Jun backs him up, though. He tells him he's still got a shot at greatness if he stays positive. The crew is still gathered around the table, but the vibe, it's about to get real heavy. Tahoe drops a bombshell. If this movie fails, his entire company is basically history. Turns out it's a massive manufacturing firm making high-end gear for the military and the police. They've got a rock solid reputation, and his father even handed him a massive chunk of shares. But here's the catch: he can't sell them. They're the literal lifeblood of his father and brother. The man admits he bet over $10 million on this film, using those shares as collateral. The actress nearly chokes. 10 million? Tahoe says if they tank, his father will find out and it's over. We're talking total disaster, absolute ruin. Yin calls him out. The president was straight up insane to risk it all. They ask for the name. The firm that's currently hanging by a thread, Chelin Engineering. Suddenly, the AI pings our protagonist. It's found something big about that. It starts dumping data immediately. According to the system, Chelin Engineering produced its very. Kang Jun's brain starts racing. Wait, explain that. The AI lays out every single detail it has. He's puzzled. How does a titan like that just stop? No more production after 2024? He starts connecting the dots. The drug scandal, the set collapse, the kidnapping. Is it all a web? Tahoe notices Kang Jun's 1,000-yard stare. Hey, you okay? You look a little rattled, man. Kang Jun snaps back. I'm fine. But you? Mr. Lee, you're the one in the splash zone here. He spells it out. If the movie flops, those shares vanish. The family legacy, poof, gone. Tahoe tries to play it cool. He thinks he'll just get fired while the stocks stay safe. But Kang Jun knows the money game. He shakes his head. It's never ever that simple. I've had a bad feeling for days, the protagonist says. That accident on set, it wasn't natural. Tahoe admits that after Kang Jun raised hell, the cops actually started a real investigation into the wreckage. But Kang Jun is already predicting the future. Forensics won't find a thing, no evidence, nothing. He's convinced it was a professional hit. Then he brings up the lead actor's drug arrest a week ago at a party. Suspicious timing, right? Uchin is confused. What's a bus got to do with them? The protagonist explains that the accident was a curveball that messed up someone's master plan. The room goes ice cold. Everyone is stunned. He explains that the raid forced them to reshoot in a week. Then he leans in. But what if that incident happened right before the premiere? Or a day before? He presses them. What if they waited until the very last second to report that drug party? Silence. Dead silence. The actors start whispering the movie wouldn't have even made it to theaters. It would have been pulled instantly. Total blacklisting. Kang Jun looks at Tahoe and asks, if the movie fails, who actually gains the most from seeing your family's legacy burned to the ground? Our protagonist explains that the arson was a total fluke, an unforeseen incident it was a complete disaster. And as he explains the details, everyone else is just frozen in shock. He reveals the truth. Because the police crashed the party, they had to refilm everything within 1 week. Talk about a nightmare schedule! Then Kenjin asks, what if this happened right before the release? Or even worse, what if the incident went down just one single day before the big premiere? He keeps pushing, what if they'd waited until the very eve of the premiere to report that party? The table goes dead silent. The other actors start whispering the movie never would have made it to theaters. It would have been dead on arrival, or at the very least pulled from screens immediately. He turns to Tayo with a serious question. What happens if the movie still fails in the end? Later, she looks at their new location and asks, what is this place? His answer? Simple. He's actually going to ask his old man for backup. Bold move, but then our guy drops a truth bomb if this whole thing is a trap. And the movie flops. It's not just the film. His father's entire empire becomes a massive target for the sharks. If that happens, Chuljin Engineering is toast. They won't be able to lift a finger. The president starts sweating, trying to save face. He swears he'd pull every string he has if things actually went south. Every connection, every favor, he'd use it all. But Kenjin, he's not buying it. He leans in, pushing even harder. Think about it, he says. If Ami was really gone, would you even be sane enough to fight back? It's not just about losing 10 billion won because the premiere got canceled. It's way darker than that. His daughter would be missing, vanished. And meanwhile, the company's stock prices instant collapse, total ruin. Our protagonist lays it out plain and simple. That was the real end game here. Ami was kidnapped to break Lee's spirit, to make him lose his mind so the company could be picked apart like a Tahoe stammers, saying he never even planned to bring the girl to the set that day. It was supposed to be a safe bet, but Kenjin raises an eyebrow. Oh? So you weren't planning on heading there right when the set literally collapsed? The guy starts stuttering, total deer in headlights. Well, I mean, yeah, of course I was going, but here's the kicker. Whoever rigged that accident at the studio knew exactly where the president would be and who he'd have with him. They knew he'd bring his daughter. A perfect, tragic opportunity. Suddenly, wait! She shouts. Are you saying someone wrecked the whole set just to get to her? Kenjin shakes his head. The target was the set, not the actress. But a little collateral damage? That was part of the plan. Injuries mean chaos, panic. Exactly what they needed to snatch the little girl while everyone was looking sneaky, right? Our hero figures the kidnappers thought they'd pulled off the ultimate flawless crime, but they were wrong. He tells them if they dig into these kidnappers, they'll find the puppet master pulling the strings. Follow the trail, find the boss, cut to the police station where the detectives are losing their minds with they've got the three idiots who did the deed, but getting the truth, yeah, that's not going well at all. The chief is fuming. Their story, they just happen to hear a rumor that the rich girl would be at the studio. Just a lucky break, they say. That's why they decided to grab her. Absolute nonsense, if you ask. One of the thugs shrugs. Hey, her dad's a billionaire. We figured we'd grab her and demand a massive ransom, a mountain of cash for one little girl. And since they were way out in the mountains, they thought they were ghosts. Untouchable, unstoppable, or so they thought until they got caught. But now they've suddenly got amnesia. Who told us? Uh, I can't remember. They claim it was just some random talk they over, just bar talk, apparently. The chief isn't playing games, though. He orders his team to hunt down that bar immediately. Find it now! But his officers have bad news. They already checked. Dead end, no evidence, nothing. Back at the restaurant, Kenjin wraps up his theory. This is exactly how the disaster would have played out. If that movie failed, it was game over. The others are stunned. Wow. That sounds like a crazy. They were totally hooked on the story. While everyone's buzzing about how this could be the next big screenplay, one person is Ami's father. He's sitting there lost in thought. The reality of how close he came to losing everything is finally. Fast forward a bit, Woojin stumbles out of the bar. He's feeling pretty good thanks to a few too many drinks. He's thinking about Tahoe's promise. The guy swore he'd never gamble with the company's shares like that ever again. Lesson learned? Maybe. Meanwhile, Kenjin is thinking, this company must be a gold mine. Why else would someone take such a massive, dangerous risk? His train of thought gets derailed by Sunday. She looks at him and asks if he's up for one more drink. Just the two of them? He says yes, but total buzzkill, he insists that all three of them should go together. Talk about later on, the hammer drops. Tahoe's father is absolutely screaming. You idiot! He yells, his face turning. He can't believe his son was reckless enough to bet the company's shares on a freaking movie. I mean, can you blame him? Tahoe looks like a kicked puppy. He argues it was for the company's image, growth, potential. Image doesn't matter if we're broke, his brother interjects. Turns out things at Chiljin are looking pretty grim right now. Tahoe is confused. What? I thought we were developing that insane new product. But that's exactly the problem. Because of that product, they have a giant target on their back. Someone is actively trying to tear them down from the inside. Someone was definitely trying to mess with the company's bids, but since the shares are rock solid, the sabotage finally stopped. Standing up, Lee asked the real question: could these corporate vultures be the ones behind his own daughter's kidnapping? His brother thinks it's likely just some dirty move by competitors. But those investors trying to, before anything else, the father needs a reality check. He asks his son if he is absolutely certain. The man doesn't hesitate. Yes, he's sure. Honestly, the new footage they shot, it's even better than the original version. While the older man thanks the stunt double, Tayu gives credit where it's due. Thanks to Kyun, they finished everything in record time. The father realizes something. If his son's company keeps winning, it creates a shield against these outsiders. The young man agrees they're safe for now, but he's not taking chances. He plans to further reinforce their defenses immediately. But here's the kicker. Before saying goodbye, the old man warns him if his son touches those shares again, he's officially disinherited. Heading to his room to sleep, the boy wants to thank Mr. Kuhn for all the help, but his father suddenly interrupts him. He says they need to properly reward the star of the show. After all, Kuhn basically saved them. However, the young man knows the truth. Chun is already on a level way beyond any regular position they could even offer him. Meanwhile, at the office, one of the tech girls gets a ticket to the big premiere. They ask if she's actually attending. She's hesitant at first, saying she's got no time, but once Kuhn tells her not to worry about it, she immediately changes her mind. Suddenly, everyone wants in. The other coworkers start begging for their own invites, but our protagonist has one question. Aren't you guys supposed to be working? Well, they've got a secret weapon, new robotic workers that handle all the cleaning themselves. Back to the movie talk. Everyone's buzzing about the promotional video. They're calling the marketing absolutely beautiful and top tier. They even claim they'll skip their part-time shifts just to join the young man at the premiere. Talk about dedication, or the protagonist isn't buying it. He knows they just want an excuse to take a break. Later on, they wonder who's arriving. They call out for Uchin, telling him to look ahead. It's showtime! The actors are finally taking pictures for the production launch. The photographers are going wild, asking Shin Unad to make a heart for the cameras, and she plays along perfectly with the request. The place is packed. Celebrities are everywhere, all gathered to see the most anticipated movie premiere. The blonde girl's confused though. Why isn't her friend up there with the other actors? He just shrugs. My face isn't in it. Spotting his buddy in the crowd, Uchin waves from a distance. He lets him know that Kyun is right there, making RI freak out. She's convinced the famous actor just smiled and waved at her. But her friend kills the vibe he was probably just posing for press. Unad is genuinely happy to see our protagonist in the audience, so it's naturally the tech guy sees the interaction and thinks the famous woman is waving at him. Oh, buddy, you wish. It's time to head into the cinema hall. But wait, where's you? Kyun looks around and finally spots her off in the corner. She's actually talking to the movie's lead actress. RI rushes over, asking if her friend is busy scoring an off. The protagonist also approaches and asks the obvious question: do you two actually know each other? The tension is deaf. Aina is just as confused. How does this young woman know Kyun? She explains her uncle owns the computer room where he works. Now the nerdy guy is really lost. Are they sisters, he asks? But Kyun points out they don't even have the same surname. Turns out it's a small world. They actually know each other because they grew up in the same neighborhood as little kids. While talking to Uchin, Kyun has to ask, why on earth were you acting like we're best friends in front of everyone? RI is still convinced that the actor was greeting her personally, but her friend just sighs he was doing that for the journalists. Yod is clearly thrilled to see our protagonist there. But when the tech guy sees them interacting, he thinks the wave was for him. Kyun decides it's finally time to enter the theater hall, but then he realizes Yu is missing. Where did she wander off to? He looks around and finds her talking to the lead actress of the movie. RI pops up asking if she's getting an autograph. The protagonist steps in too, asking if the two women actually know each other. The answer is about to shock everyone. Ina is completely baffled. She asks the other girl how she knows Kyun in the first place. This is getting interesting. She explains that her uncle owns the computer room where the boy works, but the nerdy guy is still stuck on the sister theory. He asks if they're siblings, but Kyun clarifies that they have totally different surnames, so that's a big fat no. However, they definitely have a history. It turns out they grew up in the very same neighborhood when they were little kids. Small world, right? While they catch up, Kyun turns to Uchin with a serious question. Why were you acting like we're besties? He wants to know why the guy was showing off their connection in front of everyone. Seriously, dude, dial it down. Right in front of the press, Riam's jaw hits the floor. Seeing her friend standing there with a reporter, and get this, he's just vibing with the actors like it's no big deal. Then Me pops up shouting for her favorite snack boy. He scoops her up, asking how she's doing. But then, plot twist, the girl's parents walk up and tell him that they've actually saved the best seats in the theater just for him. Seeing the legendary actress Jam Lejong right there, it completely breaks his friend's brains. Our guy tries to say he's already got tickets, but Tahoe basically tells him to trash them. I mean, why keep tickets when you're literally one of the lead actors in the movie? His friends are dying. They're actually wondering if they should take up cooking classes just to sit next to a superstar. Inside the theater, the director is practically begging. He really wants our boy Kim to jump on stage for the opening greetings. But Kim's like, nah, I'm good. He keeps insisting he's not an actor, even though he is the star of the show. The director gets all sentimental then. He admits that without this kid, they wouldn't have even finished filming the movie. It is true, though. Anyway, the lights dim, the screen glows, and finally, the premiere begins. As the movie rolls, two people outside are just standing there listening to all the noise coming from the hall. They're super confused, like, why is the entire audience gasping in unison every 5 seconds? Then, boom, the credits roll and the whole place erupts. Everyone is standing up, cheering for this absolute masterpiece. Even the experts are saying it. If it was not for our boy's secret help, this would have been just another boring flick. People are losing it. They're saying the 2 hour runtime felt like 5 minutes. That's how you know it is good. Next up is the big moment stage greetings and a massive interview with director Seoul Taemin and the main cast. The actors are soaking up all that love, thanking every single person in the crowd for coming out. But then Seoul drops a bombshell. He tells the audience he has got a confession to make about how they made this film. He reveals that those terrifying scenes where the set collapses, yeah, those were 100% real, no fiction here. They actually used footage from the real life accident after getting permission from everyone involved. Talk about high stakes. And of course, he makes sure to mention that nobody actually got hurt, otherwise, he would never have used that footage. Tahoe is still a bit worried that the public might freak out, but he figures he will just handle that headache when it happens. Suddenly, a journalist shoots his hand up. He wants to know if anyone needed therapy or treatment after that nightmare on set. He even points out that the actress looked genuinely traumatized on screen. He is asking, is she actually okay? She shakes it off, though. She tells them straight up that she is fine because she was rescued. Then the press turns to Kim Min. They're like, was that really you doing those insane action stuff? He just laughs. He tells them if that was really him, he probably would not be standing here alive today. He explains that for the crazy stuff, they obviously use professional stunt doubles, safety first, right? He even jokes that his stunt double had a body just like his, which is why the scenes look so seamless. But then he leans in and asks the journalist to keep that little detail off the record. Sneaky move. The movie news finally hits the internet, and man, the comment section is absolutely blowing up. Fast forward 2 days, Rio is waving her phone around like a maniac because the movie just hit number 1. Kangen is just staring at her. He is like, why are you celebrating like it is your movie? She does not even blink. She says since he is basically family, his wins are her wins too. Can't argue with that logic. Then she asks the real question, why will he not just become a full-time actor? But he is like, one movie was, she is so disappointed. She really thought she was going to be best friends with the whole A-list crowd through him. He claims he is busy with important stuff, but she is not buying it. She thinks he has just been slacking off. Rio gets curious. She is like, okay, besides being a world class chef, what do you actually do with your time? Without even flinching, our boy looks her dead in the eye and says he has a secret mission to save the world. Meanwhile, Tahoe and the director are out celebrating. They are absolutely hyped about the movie's massive success. Seal Taman is all smiles, saying he told them from the start that everything would turn out perfectly. The director admits he never had a doubt. He was 100% sure they would pull in a massive crowd. He is just genuinely happy. After all that chaos, seeing it all come together, it is the best. He tells Tahoe that the success of the production is just the beginning of something even bigger. At this rate, he's actually going to recover the whole 10 million he invested. Talk about a comeback. On day 1, he literally almost cried because the theaters were ghost towns, but now he's ecstatic. Our director is already dreaming about his next big hit. Success tastes pretty sweet, doesn't it? He's even considering hiring a massive team of stunt doubles next. But Tahoe's like, wait, it's a romance. Regardless, the man says if he can count on Kin, he'll dive straight into the script writing process. He's got an idea brewing. Meanwhile, the father tells the director to sign the next movie with them. He's guaranteeing it'll be a massive box office success, too. That's some serious confidence right there. Tay asks if anyone's actually talked to Kin yet, and the guy says he's on it immediately. He decides to call our protagonist right then and there. No time to waste, let's go. On the other end of the line, the young man sees a call from a completely unknown number. Suddenly, they announce 2 very special guests from the movie Sunny Day are in the building. Give it up for Yin and Shin Eun-ha. They're at the studio, ready for the interview. The radio host jumps right in, asking how the two feel about the movie's insane breakout success. The actor is beyond grateful, saying his phone is blowing up with interview and ad requests. Then, the interviewer drops the big one. Is that story about the set collapsing actually true? The actress confirms it. She was almost crushed by metal before someone stepped in to save her. She asks where Yugen was during the chaos, and without missing a single beat, he responds. He claims he was moved just before the accident, joking that he wasn't in the shot because he flew. The journalist is stunned. This stunt actor sounds like a total legend if he's that fast. She's impressed, thinking he calculated everything in a split second. But here's where it gets messy. They accidentally blurt out that the kid isn't even a pro actor, he's just the food truck guy. Yusen adds to the chaos, mentioning he jumped onto a moving car without any safety straps. With that bombshell, the journalist is confused. She saw the movie, but that scene wasn't in it. The two realize they've said way too much. Talk about a massive slip up on live radio. The actress tries to play it off, saying her friend is just talking about unnecessary things. Too late! A question arises from the audience. Was that video of the car stopping just a promo? Both actors are sweating bullets now. They have absolutely no clue how to respond to this. In the live chat, everyone is freaking out, asking how the young man actually stopped the car. Listening to the interview, Tahoe is losing his mind. He's calling the actor a total idiot. He's desperate. This is a PR disaster, and he needs a strategy to fix this right now. His employee says they have to reveal the kid's identity way earlier than they originally planned. It was supposed to happen 20 days from now, but the internet waits for no one, right? Tay asks if there's any other way, but things are already starting to spiral out of control. They call Kyun to explain the situation, but get this, the kid is totally chill about it. He says the revelation is actually overdue. It could have happened the day of the accident, honestly. The man relaxes, realizing the protagonist always finds the positive side of these crazy situations. Now they just have to deal with it. Spin it so people see the video as something impressive. Instead of people worrying about the danger, the focus should be on how heroic Kyun really was. He asks if the boy is okay with that, and Kyun gives the green light to proceed. He says to move forward, but there's one catch: don't mention his actual name on the radio. The host decides to take a quick commercial break and will return soon with part 2. Meanwhile, on the phone, the actor is apologizing over and over for what just happened. He's desperate, saying he'll do literally anything to make up for the trouble he caused. Will our food truck hero become the next big superstar? Or is this just the beginning of the chaos? One thing's for sure, the fans are definitely not ready for what's coming next. Stay tuned. Things are heating up. He's been ordered to spill every single detail about that crazy incident. Talk about dramatic. On the other end, Teo basically admits they're backed into a corner here. They'd originally planned to wait 20 days to reveal the truth, but the schedule just went out the window. The plan? Simple. Just tell everyone the food truck guy handled the whole situation. If they frame it like that, it won't look like a total disaster, just a lucky save. He's called back to the studio, but before hanging up, he makes one thing crystal clear. Our boy's name stays off the record. Back at the interview, Eugen finally steps up to explain. He's got to break down that footage now, especially since the tension in the room is sky high. It was real, the actor admits. First day of filming, and total chaos erupted out of nowhere. Turns out some kidnappers actually tried to snatch Mie Lee. The journalist's jaw practically hits the floor. Finally, everyone understands why that guy had to leap onto a moving car. It was life or death. Eugen explains that the legendary food truck man moved like lightning to save the girl's life. The live chat, losing their minds. Is this guy even human? How is he still alive? Everyone wants to know who is this mystery man and how did he pull off those insane moves. Comments are flying in at light speed, total disbelief. Nobody can wrap their heads around it. Our AI assistant reports that the hype for the movie is literally exploding across the entire internet. Ken's chill since his face isn't out there yet, but then he asks, could I go to the Olympics? The AI shuts him down instantly. Forget it, you'd fail the doping test in 2 seconds flat. He tries to pivot to baseball, but nope. They've got strict drug controls there too, buddy. Totally exhausted, the boy decides to just crash. But the AI has some news they need to move. This computer room isn't cutting it anymore. They need a stable base of operations, and they need it now. Deep in thought, he wonders if they can actually build a secret hideout with their current cash. Jane chimes in with the good news. The paycheck for the movie just hit his bank account. Our protagonist's eyes light up. All right, how much we talking? Give me the numbers. 5 million won. Just like that, the deposit is confirmed. Now we're finally getting somewhere. Suddenly, Rand shows up. She's been suspicious since the moment she saw that viral video. She claims she's got a special eye for people, and she's convinced that stuntman is Kyujin. She's hyping up the whole situation to her friend, asking if he's ever seen anyone that cool. The guy just shrugs. Sure, the person I saw was skilled, but definitely not better than our boy. He stays humble, but let's be real, nobody is on our protagonist level right now. Back in bed, his ears are burning. Someone's definitely talking about him. But who? Then, the door swings open. Enter the gorgeous actress Yeon Ha. Everyone's stunned. She asks if this is the place where Kyujin works. Our young man is totally starstruck. He's about to ask if she's the famous girl, but Eunho jumps in with a huge smile. She's thrilled to see her friend, but Yeonha says she's here specifically to see the boy. Plus, she heard the food here is top tier. The blonde girl gives her the inside scoop. He's in his room, she says, before casually dropping the bomb that he actually lives here. Yeonha is floored. Wait, he lives here? In a store? Doesn't he have a proper home? Yoonho explains it's just a temporary thing. He eats, sleeps, and works right in this shop. She jokes about how she even offered him a room at her place, but that'd be complicated. A guy and a girl living together? Yeah, that would definitely get some rumors starting. Blushing, the blonde agrees. She knows he isn't that kind of person, but still, she tells her friend she can head back and find him. Yeonha approaches the door and knocks. Our hero jumps up, wondering who's at the door. He opens it, and his jaw drops. There she is. No time for small talk. She's got something important to say right now. Yona shows up looking totally guilty, all because of the trash Uchin talked on the radio. She wasn't the one talking smack, but since she was in the interview, she feels responsible. Plus, she knows that even if the rumors are fake, Kin is probably getting grilled by Rose. Our boy is exhausted. He asks if she really trekked all this way just to apologize. Yona plays it cool, claiming she also heard the food here was legendary, totally killing the vibe. Kin shuts that down fast. No food today. Why? Because he's finally moving out. He's done with his tiny room. It's time to find a place that actually fits a professional. Yona's confused. Why was a guy with his skills living in a dump anyway? Kin cuts her off. He has his reasons, but Yona isn't backing down that easily. She insists on tagging along. Having a superstar help you pick an apartment? Not a bad deal. They check out a place that's basically just a fridge and a prehistoric air conditioner. Even for a starter home, this studio is tiny. Yona is actually worried about him. She asks if stunt doubles even get paid. She can't wrap her head around it. How does someone with his god tier skills live in a PC room and look at tiny studios? She demands to know his paycheck for the movie, determined to find him something better. Kin doesn't dodge the question. He tells her straight up he made 5 million. 5 million. That's it. Yona is speechless. That's basically robbery for the work he did. She whips out her phone and calls management. Tahoe's wife answers, sounding suspicious. The wife thinks Yona is calling to beg for Uchin's job, but Yona has bigger fish to fry. Yona ignores the drama and gets straight to the point. The pay scale is totally broken. She tells her friend's wife that the amount Ken received for the movie is a total joke. Tahoe's wife is caught off guard. She knows Ken should have earned way more than that. She promises to check with Lee immediately to see who messed up the paperwork. After hanging up, Yona tells Ken to keep looking. Don't settle for a closet just yet. They keep hunting while waiting for the call that's about to change Ken's bank account. Out on the street, Ken is moving like a ninja hoodie up to avoid getting mobbed by fans. Meanwhile, Tahoe's wife is chewing him out. 5 million for the guy who saved the film? Tahoe is shocked too. It turns out the director was so busy he forgot to update the payroll. They never informed the accounting department about the insane new stunts Ken pulled off. While the two friends keep browsing apartments, Tahoe is scrambling to fix the mistake. The payment department just processed the basic rate, but for Ken, that's unacceptable. Tahoe realizes they can't pay him as a double. He's the one who coordinated the whole thing. He relabels the invoice as stunt coordinator instead of just a simple body double. And boom, he hits the button to transfer 100 million directly to Ken. Instant millionaire. Back at the apartments, Yona points out a spot with a 5 million deposit and solid rent. It's got a killer view too. Even Ken's AI chimes in, saying it's perfect for spotting enemies. Talk about a tactical apartment choice. But Yona is curious about the rest of the cash. Gene suggests he buy a car, and Ken agrees that he definitely needs some wheels. Yona's already on it, suggesting a place she knows. She's really going all out for him. Ken finally stops her. He asks the $1 million question: Why are you doing all this? He looks her dead in the eye and asks, Do you like me or something? Yona turns bright red instantly. She starts yelling, calling the question absolutely ridiculous. And she claims she's just an actress with a free schedule and everything was a coincidence. She's shouting now, totally irritated, saying she'd help him even if they were just buddies. But let's be real, the lady doth protest a little too much, don't you think? So our boy tries to play it off as a joke, thanking her for the help. But Yan, she is definitely not amused. She's fuming. I didn't save your life just to hear some lame joke. Honestly, she's got a point. Right then, the artificial intelligence pipes up with a comment, and Kangan immediately snaps, telling it to big mistake. The actress thinks he's talking to her. Talk about a massive misunderstanding. Yan drops the act and gets serious. She wants to talk about the day of the accident, the real stuff. She knows if that sealed beam had hit her, she'd be in a hospital bed or worse. Seriously injured, doesn't even cover it. He saved her life. Plain and simple. Without him, she wouldn't even be standing there at that moment. She's quiet for a second, admitting she thought she was fine, but once she's alone, the thoughts start. Back at home, her mind just keeps looping back to the crash and her heart starts racing like crazy. This has never happened to her before. She's always been the cool one, but now she's a total wreck. She's been so anxious lately. Then she drops the real bombshell: the accident has been haunting her dreams every single night. But here's the thing: being close to him, that's the only time she actually feels safe. It's sweet, really. She finishes her big confession, looks up, and realized Kangan wasn't even listening. Cut to the car dealership. Yan is losing her mind because he's eyeing a total clunker. There are tons of amazing cars in this place, but he's obsessed with this literal piece of junk. She just doesn't get it. Even the salesman is on her side. He's like, yeah, she's right. This car is a disaster. Some things just can't be fixed. Yan tries to drag him away to look at something that actually, runs. She's totally done. But Kangan? He lingers. He pulls the AI aside and asks the real question. The AI checks the data and gives him a green light. It's a model from the year 2000, old school. We're talking 82 years old compared to the current year, 2082. A literal relic from the past. But Jean tells him not to sweat it. She's got manuals for cars up to 100 years old in her database. That's all I needed to hear. I'll take it, he says, absolutely shocking both Yan and the salesman. The salesman tries to warn him again, but Kangan is already playing hardball, negotiating for a lower price. Yan is just standing there in dismay. He's actually buying this thing. He's really doing it. Later, he asks the AI if they should just fix it at his new apartment, but Jean shuts that down fast. The neighbors would get way too suspicious. So she scans her database for a better hideout. Fast as lightning, she finds an abandoned, closed-off junkyard, perfect for a secret base. Kangan is impressed. Where did you even find this? He's starting to realize how useful she actually is. Jean explains she's been gathering intel this whole time. She's always one step ahead, honestly. The plan is simple: grab the parts, get to the yard, and bring this beast back to life. They arrive at the junkyard, and Yan is looking around like she's in a nightmare. What is this place? She's judging the car, judging the location, basically judging his entire life choices at this point. But our boy tells her to show some respect to the classic. Yan is not having it, though. Are you filming a horror movie and forgot to tell me? Because that's the only reason we'd be here. They head inside and surprise it's actually a fully decked out mechanics workshop. Yan is skeptical. Are you serious? You're actually going to fix this here? Do you even have a license? Kangan just smirks. With his tech, he can learn anything. A license is the least of his worries. Yan starts spiraling, imagining the car exploding into a billion pieces, but he just laughs it off. Why are you so worried? You're the one who's going to be riding in the passenger seat. She asks one more time what this place is, and he tells her it's his new project space, a junk shop he rented for a year. He snaps on his gloves, gives her a look that says watch and learn, and gets straight to no more talking, no more jokes. It's time to see what this 82-year-old machine can really do. It's just a junk shop. He explains that he's rented the entire building for a full year. He starts pulling on his gloves while the girl just stands there completely lost and confused. Without a single second of hesitation, he looks back at her. The real work starts now. Our boy asks if she's really going to follow him all day. Naturally, this pushes all the wrong buttons for our star actress. She snaps back immediately. Follow you? Please! You're the one who dragged me to this middle of nowhere spot! Done with his attitude, she declares she's leaving. If he gets lonely, not her problem, except one tiny detail. There's literally zero transportation here. Nothing. So she figures she'll just call her manager to come save her. Plot twist, no signal. Her phone is basically a paperweight because they're buried deep in the mountains. Reality hits. She's officially stranded, and that's when the panic starts to creep in. Making things 10 times worse, our protagonist shuts the door. He tells her he's been planning this exact moment for a long time. Talk about a terrifying vibe. He looks at her and asks, why do you think I brought you all the way out here? She starts losing it, screaming that she's not ready for whatever he's planning. Her mind is going to dark places. But our main character, he just tells her to shut up and hand him a wrench. Turns out he just needs help fixing the car. So there they are. The famous actress is now a mechanic's assistant, learning the guts of an engine from our protagonist. She's pouting, convinced he's just doing this to provoke her. His response, cold as ice. He actually finds her freak out hilarious. Meanwhile, the brown hair girl notices something weird. He's not even taking notes. Wait, she says, shouldn't you be labeling those parts? Every movie I've watched says if you don't, she's genuinely worried he's going to ruin the engine because he's skipping the most basic steps of the repair. But our guy is built different. He knows exactly where every bolt goes. He's got every single step memorized. She's floored. Your memory is insane, she gasps. Inside his head, the AI is fuming. Thud. He slams the hood shut. Done. Just like that, the repair's finished. She's staring at him like he's an alien. Wait, it's only been an hour? How is that even possible? No time for questions. He points to the driver's seat. Get in. We're doing a test run. She's not buying it. No way is she getting into a car fixed by a teenager in 60 minutes. He gives her that look. Everything is calculated. Every bolt is perfect. Trust me, it won't explode. She starts it up. Um, and wow, it's silent. I thought you were just a thug who could cook, she admits. I didn't know you were a mechanical genius too. Our protagonist just smirks. Um, I'm impressive in every category, lady. Get used to it. As they drive, she gets curious. Why rent a whole warehouse for a year if the car's already fixed? He keeps his mouth shut, but we know the truth. If his apartment is home base, this workshop is his production site. This is where he'll build the high tech gear he needs for his secret missions. A base for a one-man army. To her, though, he just gives her the cold shoulder. None of your business, he tells the young woman. Man, she's irritated. Typical behavior. She huffs and asks where the heck they're even going now. Home, he says simply. Since she didn't bring a car, he's stuck being her personal driver for the day. She sees an opening. Since you're being so helpful, she starts turning to him with a favorite ask in mind. She wants him to install a smart lighting system at her house. Basically, she's trying to keep him around. He tells her to go ask her parents. No way is he doing chores for her for free. She plays the pity card. Her parents are far away. And her younger brother, he's basically useless. She sighs. He tells her to call someone else, but she's not giving up. She gets serious, appealing to his human side. I'm scared, she admits. Every night, it's the same nightmare. I can't even sleep anymore. The AI chimes in. This isn't just drama. This sounds like something soldiers deal with in heavy combat. It's likely a form of PTSD, the system explains. This girl is carrying some heavy mental scars. Our protagonist suddenly goes into soldier mode. He mutters that protecting civilians is the duty of the Earth Union Army. She has no idea what he's talking about, but hey, it sounds cool. She just stares at him, totally confused. Fine, he says. I'll handle it. Fast forward to her apartment, and he's already finishing up the job. He hands her the phone. Systems live, try it out. He's efficient as ever. She tests it and her eyes light up. It works perfectly. She's actually pretty impressed with our boy right now. She twirls a strand of hair, giving him a genuine thank you. But he's already heading for the door, mission accomplished. He's about to bail, but the young woman stops him in his tracks, begging him to wait. Are you hungry? She asks, blushing hard while promising to whip up an incredible meal if he stays. She quickly backtracks, realizing she already owes him two big favors. She can't exactly ask him to cook, too. Giving up on her own kitchen skills, she suggests a legendary restaurant run by a famous TV chef. Jaman, the AI, chimes in, claiming this is a perfect chance to study local culture. Gathering data, he says. Right? We all know the AI just wants a taste of the good life. The boy just covers his mouth, thinking about how the AI is clearly just driven by its stomach. He stays quiet while she turns red, eventually smiling and telling her the food better be top tier. They pull up to Penelope and Shinya hops out, flexing about how hard it is to get a table. This place is world renowned. Getting a reservation? Yeah, basically impossible for your average person. He asks if she actually secured a spot, and she gives him a confident yes in return. She booked it last night, which surprises him. He thought this place was a fortress to get into. She just scoffs. For a trending, ultra beautiful actress like her, it's a walk in the park. As they walk in, she brags about all the TV programs she's filmed with the head chef. But then the boy notices a massive plot hole. Something doesn't add up here. Wait, if you booked this last night, who were you originally planning to take? Busted. She's completely embarrassed, left speechless as they head toward a nearby cafe. The boy is totally lost. Why are they getting coffee instead of heading straight to the food? Time for a lesson in Date Dynamics 101. First you chat, then you eat. She says they need to talk until they're actually hungry. Meanwhile, the boy's mind is elsewhere. He's thinking about his past. If he's in the database, he must have been a normal person once. So, why is he here instead of serving in the Earth Union Army of 2082? His deep thoughts are interrupted when Shinya decides to call the restaurant for window seat. But the person on the other end drops a bombshell. Apparently, her reservation doesn't even exist. She's livid. Tears are literally stinging her eyes as she slams the phone down in a rage. Some more important VIP showed up and stole her spot. She is absolutely fuming. Our boy is totally chill. He just offers to head back and cook some gimbap for them instead. No chance. She's on a warpath. She tells him to stay put while she confronts this VIP. While she goes to start a fight, the boy just sips his coffee. Zero cares given. Even the AI is enjoying the vibe, commenting on how delicious the drink is. Then, downstairs, security spots the blinds moving. Before he can react, pure chaos erupts in the lobby. A pack of masked robbers bursts in. One guy just plants a boot right in the guard's stomach. Their target is the seventh floor, Penelope. Everyone else in the building, now they're hostages. Back upstairs, Shinya is screaming at the chef. How could you do this to me? The chef is all apologies, but admits a last minute power player took her table. Since she was the last one to book, she was the first one to get the boot. To make it worse, her reservation wasn't official. Talk about a slap in the face. She's beyond indignant. You should have warned me before I showed up. The chef swears he thought his staff already handled the notification. Epic fail on their part. He promises her special treatment if she comes back tomorrow, but she's not having it. There won't be a tomorrow. She won't have an excuse to drag her guest out again. Meanwhile, sitting at her stolen table, a man in a suit is on the phone. The person he was waiting for isn't coming. They've completely bailed on him. The man in the brown suit sighs. It looks like he's going to be dining solo. The voice on the phone just tells him to enjoy the meal regardless. Poor guy. He's on the phone with his wife or maybe someone else, apologizing for the minor inconvenience he's caused. He clicks the call shut and sighs. Our brown haired friend really isn't built for being alone. He hates it. He looks over and realizes Shin Yan is actually right there, so he decides to make his move. He walks up, catching her totally off guard, and asks if she really came to this place all by herself. She mentions her company flaked because the reservation got canned, and Leo just smiles. That's actually perfect. She's intrigued, but he explains his own guest canceled too, leaving him destined for a lonely meal. He suggests they just join forces and eat together. After all, having three people is way better than two. Even the chef jumps in to agree, pointing out the table was technically hers to begin with anyway. Meanwhile, on the lower floor, our main man is still vibing with his coffee and loving every sip. He asks his AI um, partner to chemically analyze what makes this drink so much better than his office swill. But the machine just shuts him down, explaining that data input is only possible through his actual body. Checking his phone, the young man realizes it's been way too long since the young woman responded to him. He starts to wonder what's up, but then his AI gets a little bit sassy with him. The AI asks if he times really times prefers cheap beef soup over fancy gourmet restaurant. He admits he was just being polite, but the machine says she didn't even know he times had times a polite side. Wow, rude, he mutters, joking that she must have some kind of rebellious bug in her system lately. Suddenly, the mood shifts. He looks at the clock and realizes his friend has been gone for 20 minutes. That's when the AI drops a bombshell. An anomaly has been detected. Every smartphone nearby just lost signal. It's like a complete blackout. He asks if there's anything else weird going on in the immediate area. In response, the AI reports that the first four blinds have been shut tight, blocking the view. Not only that, but the entrance and every single emergency door have been completely locked down. To figure out the chaos, he needs to hear what the people on that floor are actually saying. Using his ability to dial his hearing up to 11, the young man focuses on the floor below. He confirms it's definitely not a fire, which means he needs to go downstairs and check things out personally. But his partner warns him armed individuals have just been detected patrolling the second floor. He sees three men through the wall, and his blood starts to boil. This is bad, really bad. Using guns in Korea? Yeah, these guys are definitely crossing a major line. The AI orders a retreat. The enemies are closing in fast, but the problem is this place only has one exit. As a wild alternative, the AI suggests he smash the cafe window and just take a leap of. He hesitates, fearing the fall, but the machine reminds him he's only on the second floor. Back in the restaurant, the robbers kick down the doors, firing at the shelves and causing total panic. One thug roars for everyone to shut up. Anyone who screams is getting eliminated immediately. Pure terror. Leo stands there with his hands up, wondering if this is some kind of insane prank. He looks for the hidden cameras, but one look at the chef's face confirms this is no setup. It's the real deal. Shinyan asks what they should do, and the man tells her to stay calm. He warns her to just follow orders for now. Everyone in the room starts shuffling toward the corner. They move silently, trying to be invisible while the masked men loom over them with weapons drawn. Our girl is sweating, realizing that the young man in the brown suit is still on the second floor. She reaches for her phone, thinking if she can just call him, he'll come down and save them. But suddenly, the cold barrel of a gun is pressed against her head. Her heart stops. The robber growls that phones are banned and reminds her there's zero signal in this dead zone anyway. Frightened out of her mind, she raises her hands and starts sweating as she crawls to the corner. She follows the man's orders, terrified. The president watches, feeling completely and utterly hopeless. He knows that no matter how strong the kid is, he can't exactly fight back against a gun. Meanwhile, our hero is still on the second floor, coolly analyzing the insane idea of jumping for it. Smash the glass and run? No way. His mission to save the civilians comes first. He's a soldier of the United Earth Alliance. Retreating? Yeah, that's just not happening. Suddenly, bam! A gang of robbers storms the cafe, screaming for everyone to hit the deck. Hands up! Stay still! Some customers actually wonder if this is just a viral prank. Maybe it's a flash mob for a live stream? Wrong. The leader is absolutely losing it. He loses his cool and shatters a display case with one shot. Reality hits hard. Hands up. Mangan stays icy calm, asking his AI assistant to identify that weapon. The assistant obeys instantly. This isn't some cheap street gun, it's high end professional hardware. Um, a 9mm semi automatic fitted with a high performance suppressor. These guys aren't playing around. Between the noise reduction and the gear, Mangan realizes he's dealing with absolute pros. Advanced equipment and high level skills, this situation just got a whole lot more dangerous. John Jian tells him to bail immediately. But our boy, he's not going anywhere. He refuses. Leaving now wouldn't just be cowardly, it would be a massive tactical mistake. His logic is simple. His friend hasn't returned, so things upstairs must be going south. If the seventh floor is already compromised, then the entire building is likely a trap. Upstairs, his friend is praying he stays away. If he shows up, he's dead meat. They're holding a woman in green hostage. She's the prize. Everyone else, just collateral damage. Meet Scarlett Kelly. She's the CEO and the real reason these guys are here today. She heads research at OMAT, a legendary American tech company you've definitely heard of before. Shinya asks if they're like Apple. Not quite. This is way more intense. Apple makes phones. Scarlett's company develops cutting edge military weapons. Serious, heavy. Turns out, Lee Tahoe's father is the CEO of Iron Man Tech Police Gear Royalty. His brother Liang heard Scarlett was in town and pulled every string to get here. He used his film industry connections just to snag a reservation at this exclusive spot. But now, The brother is missing and Tahoe is the only one in the crosshairs. The young woman wonders, is this just some violent feud between rival arms dealers? A robber catches them whispering. Shut it, he snarls, unless you want to die first. The leader presses his gun against the red haired CEO's head. He wants that access code. Give it up and you live, he growls. Money is useless if you're 6 feet under. Scarlett doesn't blink. She asks what his price is and offers to double it right now. She's trying to buy her way out, hoping to end this without anyone getting hurt. The robber just laughs. It's chillin'. You think I'm doing this for a paycheck? Think again. He rejects the offer instantly. Kelly realizes she's trapped. No code, do your absolute worst. But the leader has a sick backup plan. Fine, let's see how long you stay silent. Um, he points at the other hostages. He's going to make them bleed until she talks. Back on the second floor, the AI detects two muffled sounds. Gunfire from above. The young man freezes. Is that noise coming from the seventh floor? He asks. Actually, it's closer. Third floor and up, plus the sound of glass shattering everywhere. 2 shots. Why only 2? Our hero starts piecing the puzzle together in his head. They aren't just shooting, they're using terror, keeping the crowd in line behind those blinds. Suddenly, a little boy starts sobbing. The poor kid is absolutely terrified by the chaos. The robbers are losing their patience. They glare at the mother, ready to snap completely. Every second counts now. The tension in that room is about to boil over. Mangan knows he has to move. The situation is spiraling out of control and fast. Can he save them before the robbers lose their cool? We're about to find out. The mother is desperate, kneeling right there in front of her kid. She's begging, pleading. Mommy's here. It's okay, she sobs. But these thugs, zero chill. One gang member snaps. He levels his gun, keep it down, he growls, or every single person in here gets erased. Time for a hero. To stop the massacre, our boy from the future leaps onto a table like a boss. Police! He yells. The thugs freeze, looking back in total shock. Our main character, suddenly self conscious. He drops into a combat pose, then apologizes. Apparently, he's not used to this much attention. But then his voice turns cold. Threatening a kid for crying? That's not just wrong, it's pathetic. The robber isn't having it. He raises his piece again. Shut your mouth, he commands. His buddy joins in, mocking him. You really think we won't shoot just because you're posing there? Bad move. Before that robber can even twitch a finger, our boy literally vanishes. He reappears right behind the guy shadow fast and delivers one perfectly aimed brutal kick. Impact! The gun goes flying. The leader screams for the others to take this kid down. Total chaos. Another gang member starts spraying bullets. Bang, bang. But he's hitting absolutely nothing. Why? Because the AI just chimed in. The cafe's glass? It's high grade bulletproof tech. He's moving like a blur now, diving behind tables for cover while the robbers keep wasting ammo. Using nothing but his hands and pure momentum, he charges. 1 strike, 2 strikes. The other robbers? Dropping like flies. They didn't even see him coming before they hit the floor. But wait, one of them gets a lucky shot off. It looks like a direct hit. Not even close. The AI calculates the trajectory in milliseconds and he dodges with a midair flip. The robber is losing his mind. I'll hit you eventually, he screams, spraying bullets everywhere. Spoiler alert, he won't. Our hero lands another heavy blow and it's officially lights out. Silence. Then the hostages just stare. They're completely stunned. Suddenly, the room explodes with cheers. Everyone's screaming, thanking him for saving their lives. It catches him off guard. The kids in the room actually run toward him, eyes wide. Are you a real superhero? They ask. To them, he's basically a legend now. But there's a problem. One robber is leaking strawberry juice all over the floor. The AI warns him. This is not great for the kids' mental health. Yeah, no kidding. He rushes to cover the scene, trying to shield the little ones from the carnage. The kids are confused. What are you doing? They ask. He tries to play it cool. Nothing to worry about, he says, with the robber's weapons now in his hands. He's in control. His AI assistant says they can leave, but our boy knows better. It's still too dangerous. There could be more of them outside, waiting in the shadows. He can't risk a massacre. His conclusion? He needs to turn this entire floor into a fortress first. Civilians first, heroics second. He needs to move silently to secure the seventh floor safely. He pulls off their masks. Foreigners, same crew. This wasn't a random hit. Their plan was likely a quick heist and a faster flight out of the country. But their firepower is low. The AI gives a surprising order, arm the civilians. Our MC is like, wait, what? He questions if that's actually a good idea. The AI basically says, trust me, I've got all the basic military tactics stored. He grabs a rifle, Does anyone here actually know how to handle one of these? Four hands go up. But John Jian is hesitant. Could one of them be a mole? He has to choose carefully. One mistake here could get everyone killed. He starts questioning the volunteers about their backgrounds, looking for any red flags. Finally, he picks two of the four. Why? Because both of them are fathers. A man with kids to protect isn't going to betray the group. That's a bond you can trust. Who in their right mind brings kids to a heist? Seriously? He fills them in on the situation. He's going to scout the other four while the men stay on guard. Orders given. Whatever you do, don't hand these weapons to anyone, and I mean anyone. No one enters except the cops to bag these robbers. Then Nangan grabs a radio. Looks like a custom short range setup. Suddenly, a voice crackles through the device. They heard a noise. The voice is demanding to know what the hell is happening. Nangan flips a switch. He alters his voice to mimic that rabbit faced freak perfectly. He tells the person on the line that he was just disciplining a soldier. Someone wasn't following orders. Simple as that. The other hostages are losing it. That voice change, absolutely terrifying. Shushing the crowd, he makes his next move. He requests another robber head upstairs to show they have more than three people. Part of the plan. Now, does anyone have a compact mirror? He needs eyes everywhere. A young lady steps forward. She's got one. He gives her a quick, charming thanks. Outside the cafe, Nangan realizes these guys are pros. They even killed the elevator. Suddenly, his AI assistant pings. Movement on the first floor. Time for combat mode. One robber tells his buddy he's going to investigate the noise. Big mistake. Nangan listens in. These guys, they're strangers. They haven't known each other long. Someone important must have gathered them for this. The mastermind is the key. And that leader, likely hiding out on the seventh floor, target spotted. Nangan moves like a ghost and bam, one shot. The guy is out cold. He peeks through the mirror. A security guard is walking way too calmly. Fake! He concludes the man is a robber too. With insane agility, he lunges forward. Fist meets face. Game over. Jigen is stunned. How did you know he was an enemy? Nangan just points at the radio the guy was carrying. Trying to get some praise? The AI starts fishing for a compliment. Without me, that punch would have been a miss. He gives in. Fine, you're amazing. Now, please stop talking. Even heroes need. Back at the cafe, he drags the two tied up robbers to the corner. He dumps them with the rest, then he finds the real guard, totally unconscious. The men on watch are ready to run. We can leave now, right? But Nangan stops them. Not a chance. It's not that easy. Stay put. Besides the heavy weapons, they've likely rigged the doors with traps like landmines. Plus, the shutter button in the security room is dead. It's just not working. To fix this, he has to head to the control room upstairs. Bold move. The men are shocked by his courage. He reaches the third floor. The AI reports silence. No one is there. Every room is locked tight. Same story on the fourth floor. No breathing sounds. Just the sound of sparks. It's coming from behind an open door. He peeks through the crack. He found the control room, but his heart sinks. It's been completely destroyed. Calling for help? Yeah, that just got 10 times harder. He starts thinking, recapping their movements. Nangan realizes something. Shin Yanha is not the target. The AI agrees she's not a strategic target, but Nangan shuts him down. Enough talk. Outside the building, a robber acting as a guard spots something. A police car is rolling up. He stands up, eyes wide in confusion. How? No one could have called for help. What are they doing here? He grabs his radio. Hey guys, we've got company. The real chaos begins. Up on the seventh floor, two goons are all ears, soaking up every bit of info. One of them hops on the comms, asking if anyone in the cafe managed to call for backup. Listening in on the whole thing, our boy from the future just smiles. He's loving this. He gets ready to drop the hammer, telling them that while they were busy playing bad guy, people were definitely texting and calling out. Um, Total chaos messages were flying everywhere. Someone definitely leaked the news. The gang leader immediately switches channels to handle it. He barks orders at the first floor lookout. Tell the police this place is under renovation. Just a little construction work, officers. Tell everyone they were asked to leave nicely. But here's the twist. Our hero is the one actually holding that first floor radio. He answers the command feeling totally chill. Things are finally going his way. Upstairs, the robbers are getting cocky. No warrant, no entry, easy money, right? The leader turns his focus back to Scarlet. She's terrified, asking who this creep is. He's like, listen, if I wanted you to know my name, I wouldn't be wearing a mask. Then he adds the scary part. Anyone who actually sees his face gets permanently deleted. He puts the squeeze on the red haired woman again, demanding those codes right now. Do it, and you walk out unharmed, just like your secretary, Jessica. With zero options left, Scarlet cracks. The codes are Prometheus, Ouroboros, and Pandora. She begs them to let everyone go, but the leader isn't that nice. We're going to verify these first, he growls. Scarlet, shocked all the lines are supposed to be cut. The robber just laughs. Trust me, we've got other ways to talk to the world. He relays those three codes to his guy outside the building to double check. But then Kelly interrupts. The codes are fake. Oh, now she's in real trouble. The leader fires his gun, but instead of hitting her, he shatters a bottle of wine. Even so, the shock is too much. The secretary faints, and Scarlet starts losing it. Screams fill the room as the robber growls. Playtime is officially over. Outside, a police officer asks his partner, "You sure this isn't just a prank call?" His partner confirms the tip is legit. They approach the building, eyes peeled for trouble. They look up at the cafe windows. They're literally covered in signs begging for help. But the older officer plays it off. Probably just a hoax. Let's get out of here. The other cop follows his lead, and they drive off. The goons think they won. The lookout outside breathes a sigh of relief as he watches the patrol car vanish. He tells the leader the cops are gone. The leader just says, "Keep watching." He grabs Scarlett's face, mocking her. "You look exhausted, darling. Really tired." This is her one last chance. Give him the truth, or he's ending this right now. Shinyana and Lee Tahoe are watching from the sidelines, but they're totally clueless. They have no idea how heavy this is. Meanwhile, Scarlett stares at her unconscious assistant. Down the road, the dumb cops show their real hand inside the car. The rookie asks why they're bailing when something is clearly going sideways back there. The veteran explains the cold truth: they can't handle a building wide takeover by themselves. Charging in would just make it a bloodbath. They have to be smart and tactical. Pretending nothing was wrong was just the first move in a much bigger plan. They grab their own radio. "We need reinforcements now." This is a massive hostage situation. Moments later, a white van pulls up nearby. The guys inside are checking a list. A team of four realizes they've got some major VIPs trapped in that building. And when the name Shin pops up, yeah, this mission just got a whole lot deadlier. Pure chaos. Everyone is reeling, wondering how all these VIPs ended up trapped here. Some guy chimes in, "Must be Chef Ojo's food." Seriously, talk about bad timing. The rescue team is sweating. If these celebs get a scratch, the media will feast. They need a clean sweep. Efficiency is the only way to survive this PR nightmare. Units arrive on scene. Two guys scramble to the rooftop across the street. Positions set, they ping the captain. Meanwhile, at the entrance, things get dicey. "Fall back." The captain spots a bomb rigged to the door. "Move, move, move." Inside the command van, our brown haired guy is stressed. What do we do now? Captain's call. It's out of their hands. They're waiting for the heavy hitters now. Perimeter's locked. All they can do is pray counterterrorism arrives before it's too late. Up on level 7, the goons see the cops. "Boss, the special forces are here." The leader doesn't blink. Switch to plan E. Time to get even more ruthless. A goon shoves a gun into Lee Tahoe's face. "Move it, old man, you're coming." The president is losing it. Why me? Why now? Typical rich guy panic, honestly. He points the piece at Shinuna. "Downstairs, now, or you're both getting eliminated." The coward in the brown suit folds immediately. "Wait, she's not even my girlfriend." Seriously? He just threw her to the wolves to save his own skin. Pathetic. The actress is paralyzed. Her world is spinning as she desperately prays for a miracle. "Someone help me," she screams internally. Is this really how it ends? On the stairs, Nangan is lurking. How many traps did these clowns actually set? Footsteps echoing from above. The robbers are dragging the hostages down, barking threats. They're ready to end the actress. This situation is spiraling out of control fast. Nangan ducks behind a door, heart steady, eyes sharp, waiting for the perfect opening. Observation mode engaged. He's tracking their every breath like a ghost in the dark. "You go first." They shove the coward forward to trip any hidden traps. Harsh. Shaking like a leaf, he creeps down. One step, two steps, expecting an explosion. Suddenly, a woman's voice from behind an open door. He pauses, his curiosity peaking. He peeks inside. Is it a survivor or something else entirely? Time to find out. The robbers are baffled. Wait, where did all our traps go? They're just gone. Nangan signals the president, a finger to his lips. Quiet. Not a single word. The man is stunned. This kid, he's different. Those aren't the eyes of the goons charge. Whoever's there, you're dead. They haven't realized who they're facing. System alert. The eye pings a target. Here we go, time for some action. Boom! Nangan strikes. A lightning fast blow that catches the lead goon completely off guard. The robber hits the floor, his gun going wild. Friendly fire, talk about a fail. The bullet hits his partner, but the vest saves him. This is total chaos now. Nangan snatches the gun midair. He aims for the gaps in the armor. Bang! He's a blur. Um, Sprinting through the smoke and taking the rest down in seconds. Brown suit guy is speechless. Forget the actress, can you be my girlfriend instead? Nangan's reaction? A hard pass. Not interested, pal. We've got a situation here. The robbers are a pile of groans, defeated by one guy in record time. Any more of them? He asks. The AI scans the area, no further threats detected. He looks at Lee. You came from the seventh floor? Give me the intel. The man nods, still shaking. Yeah, things are a total mess up there. Real bad. What's the status? Nangan needs the details. The real fight has just begun. The plan is messy. Now he needs a getaway car he was supposed to prep, but suddenly the gang leader's voice crackles over the radio. The guy in the brown suit, absolute panic mode. Our hero doesn't flinch. He mimics a robber's voice perfectly, reporting 2 hostages on floor 5. He tells the boss the situation's resolved, but the leader is skeptical. Every floor was checked. Our boy doesn't skip a beat. Found a hidden passage, he claims, smooth as silk. The president is stunned. How can he just change his voice like that? He offers a vest. Voice mimicry is my specialty, he says coolly. But now he needs to find Chai-Anha. The president says she is fine, but the bad guys are watching her every move. Total lockdown. Jonjin knows the deal. They they have figured out she is a celebrity that makes her a target. Terrified for his friend, our future hero declares he is heading straight for the 7th floor. The suit guy insists on coming along. He is armed and says he is a former army surgeon. Our hero is suspicious. What exactly was your role in the military? He asks. The guy admits he was in the public relations division. Yeah, that not exactly frontline material. Hero says no thanks. Your new job? Babysit these unconscious robbers and do not move. If they even twitch, just grab the gun and shoot. Simple enough for a PR guy, right? Upstairs, things are getting ugly. The leader is screaming for the secret code from Scarlet. She is not breaking. Never. She spits out, even if she has to die for it. Hardcore. Furious, the boss levels his revolver right at her head. He is done playing nice. If that is what you want, so be it. He is ready to pull the trigger, but then 2 of his goons are suddenly sent flying across the room. The door just exploded. It is him. Our hero stands there after wrecking 2 guys in a blink. Is it the cops? Everyone is confused. The robbers panic, grabbing Chai-Anha while others start spraying lead. Our guy is a blur, dodging bullets with insane agility, jumping off walls like it is nothing. He launches off the floor, grabs a robber by the arm, and uses him as a club. His AI assistant warns him that everyone is wearing bulletproof vests. Time to aim higher. Our hero starts firing back. The witnesses are speechless. His speed and strength are just inhuman. But wait, the eye tells him his friend is not even in this room. Where is she? A hostage explains she was dragged away with another foreign woman. The plot thickens. Orders are given. Everyone, head to floor 5, find Tahoe, then find a hiding spot. Meanwhile, the leader and his last henchman realize this kid is way more than a cop. A robber complains about the actress. She won't stop talking. Why are we dragging her along? She's our insurance, the leader growls. If things get tight, we just throw her away. The poor girl is terrified, pleading for help in a language they do not even speak. Suddenly, kaboom! The door bursts open as our future hero storms the room like a god. 2 robbers charge him, desperate to let their boss escape first. Big mistake, boys. Combat mode activated. The AI takes over, and our hero flips through the air perfectly. He strikes them from behind, taking them out instantly. Another robber starts shooting wildly, but he cannot land a single hit. Our hero screams his friend's name through the chaos. She catches the signal. Understanding the plan, she ducks just as the bullets fly. The shots miss her and hit the robber instead. He hits the floor, screaming in agony. The leader is still standing, but he is staring down a monster from the future. Our guy does not slow down. Every movement is calculated by the AI for maximum damage. He is not just fighting, he is a one-man army clearing the path to save his friend. The remaining robbers are shaking. They have never seen anyone move with this much grace. As the dust settles, the leader still has no idea how much trouble he is really in. Scarlet is still in a death grip as the leader readies his weapon, but she refuses to stop struggling. Suddenly, the guy shifts gears, snapping that revolver right at her head to use his leverage. He barks at our boy to freeze, threatening to paint the walls with her if he moves an inch. Outside the building, the cops finally defuse the bombs and clear a path to the first floor. The doors fly open and a crowd of hostages stumbles out with their hands way up in the air. One panicked woman starts screaming that terrorists hit the cafe, but then something even crazier happened. She says a guy way scarier than the robbers showed up out of nowhere and went completely John Wick. This absolute legend was dodging bullets like the Matrix and dropping bad guys in a literal heartbeat. Now everyone is chiming in, shouting at the top of their lungs that this young man is a hero. The officer is stunned. Are you guys seeing straight? He asks, totally skeptical of their story. His partner figures the whole crowd must be tripping or having some kind of collective hallucination. The captain gets worried, thinking the gang used chemical gas, and orders everyone into masks immediately. Back inside, with nowhere to run, our main man actually listens and drops his weapon to the floor. Even the AI system living inside his body is shocked. Wait, we're actually surrendering? The leader is fuming. He wants to know how this kid even got past the other floors alive. He'd been getting radio reports all day saying everything was totally fine downstairs. Our hero just lifts his shirt, revealing the stolen radios. Yeah, that was me talking. Surprise. Talk about a flex. The robber loses it and starts blasting, but our boy isn't just standing there. He dodges every single bullet using a kitchen utensil. Then he hurls a knife with lethal precision. Thwack! Direct hit. Scarlet breaks loose as the leader goes down in a heap of pain. The young man tells the ladies to stay behind him as they slowly start backing away towards safety. The gang leader strips off his coat, demanding to know where this monster came from and what his name is. With eyes like ice, our hero says he's only going to say his name once, so he better pay attention. So listen close. Then, in a blur of fists and fury, he goes to work on the guy. During a rapid fire beatdown, he literally carves every letter of his name into the ground with the guy's face. The robber is left speechless while John Jen realizes one of the hostages has a nasty gunshot wound. Her arm is a mess, and she needs help fast. Suddenly, the restaurant's chef appears out of the smoke. He's holding a first aid kit, explaining he was busy guarding his kitchen kingdom, because that's his job. Our boy wastes no time grabbing the supplies to patch up Scarlett's arm right there on the spot. The AI chimes in, confirming it's just a flesh wound totally manageable for a pro like him. He finishes the job in record time and tells her to hit a hospital the second they get outside. She flashes him a grateful smile, thanking him for being her literal knight in shining armor. His buddy is losing it, though shocked that this foreign woman actually speaks perfect Korean. Kelly just laughs and explains that her grandmother was Korean, mystery solved. I guess Shaw is just irritated, trying to figure out if this guy is some kind of top secret government agent. She's convinced he's a shadow op sent specifically to rescue her. You're a specialist, right? His response? Nah, I just run a local food truck. The ultimate humble brag. Meanwhile, special forces storm the fifth floor and find the president himself waiting for them. Seeing a guy in a tactical vest with a gun, the agents start screaming for him to stand down, but the man is just relieved. About time you guys showed up. What took so long? The squad isn't taking chances, though. They order him to drop the weapon and get on the ground. Lee Tao quickly identifies himself, and the tension finally snaps like a rubber band once they realize. He starts explaining the absolute chaos that went down, clearing his name and pointing out the real targets. He admits he wasn't the one who single handedly wrecked the terrorists, but then the cops start shouting. They've spotted something in the corner of the wall hidden traps. He picks up one of the bombs carefully. Mr. Suits gives the official word the threat is over. All the hostiles deactivated. Every single reaching the seventh floor, the squad runs into Chef Gel. He's just standing there laughing while introducing himself like it's a casual dinner party. He lets everyone know the coast is clear, no more danger. Plus, the wounded, they've already been patched up and stabilized. Sha Yun Ho is literally beaming, waving her arms like a maniac at the officers. Finally, the cavalry has actually arrived. The police turn their attention to the gang members, who are all tied up like Christmas presents, unconscious, and our young actress just smiles. All neutralized, she says. Man, the look on those officers' faces, they were too scared to even step inside earlier. Meanwhile, outside, the captain is still playing it safe, issuing warnings. He's worried about robbers blending in with the civilians. Standard procedure, right? Everyone has to be carefully checked. Inside a white van, one guy is breathing a massive sigh of relief. He thanks our main character, and honestly, he should. A total catastrophe was avoided because of him. They even managed to identify the big boss behind this whole insane op. The leader is Jackal. Yeah, that Jackal. An international nightmare involved in the worst kind of crimes you can imagine. Terrorism, robbery, kidnapping for ransom, you name it. This guy is literally on Interpol's most wanted list. Honggang isn't convinced, though. He asks about the other members. These guys didn't feel like your average street thugs. They look like mercenaries, he notes. The officer is stunned. Bingo. They were all hired guns. And get this, they all spoke fluent Korean. Han Gang starts analyzing. If they're pros, then this wasn't an accident. Someone set a trap. Someone specifically lured Scarlet to this spot. The officer nods. It's all starting to make sense now. Now, the American feds are stepping in to take over the case. But the officer is still curious about one thing. He looks at Han Gang. Why did you take them all on alone? Our boy just shrugs. It was the right thing to do. Classic hero answer, right? The officer just laughs. Come on, kid. It's never that simple, not in this world. I mean, look at the results. None of the robbers suffered serious injuries, even after being shot. That takes in. He's digging for answers, but there's a major problem. He couldn't find a single record of our boy in the military. Nothing. Zero. Zip. So John Jin steps in to help by showing Han Gang a literal list of. It's basically a how-to guide for lying. Han Gang takes a breath and starts spinning the wildest story you've ever heard. I was off the grid for 2 years, he claims. Training in total isolation, deep in the mountains, classic trope, right? But he goes even further with the lie. He says he spent 7 days fasting under a freezing waterfall, just wandering the wilderness, training his soul and surviving on nothing but wild ginseng whenever he got hungry. And from that hardship, he created his very own martial art. He even threw in weapon techniques using toy guns. Yeah, you heard that right. Toy guns. He calls his style, wait for it, Gunfest. I am not even kidding. Gunfest. He claims he reached absolute perfection, which is how he pulled off all those crazy stunts earlier. The guy sitting next to him, mouth hanging wide open. He's actually buying this load. Cut to the hospital. Two doctors are examining Scarlett's arm wound, and they are completely losing their minds. Why? Because the stitching pattern is a perfect match. It's identical to another patient they saw recently. They're desperate to find this secret master surgeon. One doctor asks who did the stitches. Why does it even matter? She asks. She's not about to disclose private info to some random pushy doctor. But the doctor won't let it go. That's when Jessica jumps into the discussion, ready to shut the whole thing down. She starts shouting about the terrorist attack. We can't tell you anything else. Pure chaos in the hallway. Meanwhile, over at the chief surgeon's office, Dr. Lee John Ho walks in with some good news. He explains that he's finally tracked down the mystery person who stitched up that other patient's wound. The work was so perfect, it looked like it was done by a sewing machine. The chief is absolutely floored. What's their name? The chief demands. The doctor's like, still don't know that part yet, but get this. We just found another victim with those exact same legendary stitches. The chief's eyes practically pop out of his head. You let her leave? He's furious. Didn't they at least get some intel from the police about who this genius is? But here's the kicker. The doctor admits that even the cops are completely in the dark. Nobody knows who he was. Back at the station, a mysterious envelope is handed over to Park Keon, and trust me, things are getting real. Meanwhile, back at the station, a mysterious envelope is handed to Park Keon with a warning that only one set of eyes is cleared to see what's inside these top secret files. His partner isn't buying it, though. He thinks it is just a lazy excuse to dump all the heavy lifting on him. But the other guy is serious. You are the only one I trust, he says. Then the envelope opens. Park Ki-jum starts reading, and boom, total shock. His buddy is dying to know what is in those pages. Park tries to play it cool, classified, remember? But then he caves and spills the tea. Turns out the legendary hero from that terrorist attack, he is actually a stunt director. Specifically, a stunt guy for a movie starring the superstar Choi Yun-ha. And here is the crazy part. They actually know this guy. The team leader is like, wait, is he some kind of low-life criminal? Not even close. His subordinate explains that this young man is the same one who helped them catch a major perp before. The same guy! The one who basically did their jobs for them during that previous incident. The leader is floored. I mean, how do you even talk to someone that powerful in a formal meeting? Meanwhile, a room full of suits is losing their minds over the intel these two officers dug up. They can't just ignore this guy, Han Kang-woo. I mean, the man is a literal force of nature. He basically soloed a terrorist threat and saved someone from a burning building while tightrope walking! Like, who does that? One official even checked the kid's entire life story. He was convinced the guy was some elite special forces ghost or something similar. But the records, absolutely baffling. He was honorably discharged as a sergeant from an administrative unit. One guy asks if it is a cover, but the leader isn't so sure. Why would the military waste a combat monster like him on filing paperwork? It makes zero sense. Then another officer chimes in with the kid's own explanation for his insane skills. Apparently, he claims he was just training in the mountains for 2 years, that is it. The chief is losing his mind. Are you seriously joking right now? He barks. But the officer looks him dead in the eye. Sir, I wish I was kidding, but I'm not. Fast forward 2 days later. At the internet cafe, Choi Yoonha shows up in a full on ninja disguise. Her disguise is good, but the AI assistant detects her voice instantly and alerts our boy. He turns around, totally unimpressed. What are you doing here? He asks. The actress pouts. Could you maybe be a little bit nicer for once? Then she hands him a bag. Since they missed their last meal, she brought fresh ingredients so he could cook for them both. He isn't feeling it. He turns his back and tells her to leave. Cold blooded, but she refuses to budge. Finally, he makes a deal. Tell me the real reason you're here, and I'll cook. She turns bright red. Being near you, it just makes me feel at peace, she admits. He just ignores the heavy confession. Fine, these ingredients are fresh, so I'll make some seafood. A little while later, the kitchen smells like heaven. The food is finally ready. They gather around with the Blanc Cafe girl, and man, everything looks like a 5-star meal. The actress takes one bite and gets all emotional. It is that good. Suddenly, a new voice cuts through the room. Can we try some of that too? It is Scarlet. The trio is completely stunned to see her standing there. Our hero asks how on earth she found him. She just shrugs it off. I've got friends in Korea, she says. Finding your workplace was easy. Then she drops the bomb. She wants to hire him as her personal bodyguard. Total power move. But his AI assistant warns him if he takes the job, he can't do his other missions. So he turns her down flat. Honestly, her own security guards look pretty relieved about that. Scarlett isn't taking no for an answer. She offers a massive salary and insane benefits, but he just shrugs. I don't need anything right now. Talk about being built different. Scarlett just smiles. If money won't work, she will just have to buy the whole building. One last bite before she hits the road, and wow, um, she stands up, thanking the young man, and tells him she's heading out for a trip. But here's the kicker: before she leaves, she has a proposal. Would he be interested in a part-time chef gig? She's hosting a massive party and needs his skills. Talk about a golden opportunity. Taking Jin Jan's advice, our boy accepts her contact card while Shin Unich watches from the side, looking totally jealous. Then, the red-haired woman turns back. She asks the girl if she recognizes her. And honestly, she should, because this is the ultra famous, breathtaking lead actress from the hit show Sunny Days. Cut to the car. Jessica asks Scarlett if everything went according to plan during the meeting. Perfectly, she says. Seeing that glowing smile, the secretary can't help but ask what's making her so happy. Scarlett just grins. She managed to uncover a huge secret. It turns out Kang Han is an absolute wizard in the kitchen, a total culinary prodigy. And the best part, she's definitely going to be seeing him again sooner than he thinks.